The only thing we have to fear is beer itself.
Beer. So many choices.
Only no function beer well without.
Woohoo! Beer!
Hello and welcome to another episode of Beer Busters, where we're going to bring you, of course, the news and reviews of some wonderful brews. My name is Dan Baker, joined as always by my co-host and brewologist,
Steph Hefner,
and the demented and fermented Wayne Baker. Now, we're back somewhere we were a while ago before the place was actually open, and then Wayne and I were here for the grand opening, and it was a fun time. We're coming to you from Westchester, Pennsylvania.
Woot woot!
Represent. Which, of course, means we're at Levante.
Yay!
And I couldn't be more happy to be here. Oh, the round of applause.
More happier.
I couldn't be more happier.
What I like is the round of applause wasn't the soundboard. That was live, but that sounds like a good clip.
Yeah.
Thank you for that, guys. So we've got a full table. We're pushing our equipment to the limits. We've got new microphones. We've got new cables because we had to go all out for these guys. 4 guys with us at the table. If we could go down the aisle, down the row,
please.
Roll call style. We've got with us
This is Eric G.
Jim Adams.
Tim Floros.
And Derek Santos Stefano.
Thank you for having us back out here, guys.
Thank you.
This is, we already, before we even started recording, we have plenty of outtakes already. So if you're not already signed up for the newsletter, sign up for the newsletter because there's going to be a lot of stuff. You guys may rival Evil Genius for outtakes.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
That was fun.
Yeah.
We're going to take him down.
Sounds like a challenge. Wow.
And I do just want to say thank you to our patrons. And I know Wayne will talk about Patreon, but Dan mentioned the new equipment, and we could not have purchased the new stands, the new mics, the new cords, whatever you call those things.
Cables,
if it wasn't for our patrons. So thank you,
patrons.
Patrons.
Thank you, patrons.
For the patrons.
Just
Thank
continuing
you,
the trend
human
that I can't
patrons.
pronounce anything correctly.
Patrons.
Ooh,
Human
human music.
patrons.
Thank you to our patrons from Patreon.
Yes.
So patrons.
Patrons.
Put them together.
Patrons.
Trademark.
You can't really, saying trademark doesn't mean it's trademarked. I wish that were the case. Good God, do I wish that were the case. But along with, of course, Patreon, we need to thank Audible for sponsoring this episode as well. You can go to audibletrial.com/beerbusters, sign up for that free 30-day trial of an Audible account where you get to download, listen to, and keep an audiobook of your choosing. And while doing so, you are supporting Audible, who is supporting Beer Busters podcast. We could not do it without all of that love and support. Let me know what you read also. audibletrial.com/beerbusters.
Yeah, and the other thing that we already talked about, go to patreon.com/beerbusters and become a patron and help us buy new equipment and be awesome and bring you new, awesomer things. And if you are a patron, you get cool behind-the-scenes perks. You get to hear the outtakes from our podcast episodes, the stuff that Dan deems unworthy of the internet. You get to hear that. You get to see all the behind-the-scenes photos that Steph is always taking.
It's not that it's unworthy of the internet. It just belongs in a darker corner of the internet.
Yes, you can become a patron and shine a light into the dark corner of the internet that is the Beer Busters podcast outtakes at patreon.com/beerbusters. Go there and check it out and learn some more. And that's with a T, not a K. Busters.
Right. There's still time to get tickets for the Pottstown Brew Fest, returning to Manatoni Park October 22nd for a celebration of craft beer. Over 150 beers will be served, and ciders, and I think there's going to be some wine, too, I saw, from over 65 of the best craft brewers in the Mid-Atlantic.
I heard Levante is going to be there.
Yeah,
I heard that rumor.
But something exciting, we keep mentioning the VIP session. The VIP list of brewers is starting to become complete. So sneak peek of those VIP breweries: 2SP, Armstrong, Ballast Point, Bell's, Conshohocken, Founders, Free Will, Hewitt Brothers, Hidden River, Lancaster Brewing, Neshaminy Creek, Pizza Boys, Stable 12, Stone, Thirsty Fish, Tired Hands, Trogs, Victory, and a few more to be announced will be there with special beers for those special VIPs. So don't miss out on those VIP tickets, and we will see you there. Woo! And also, we just confirmed today we will be back at the Reading Craft Beer Fest on Saturday, November 5th.
Take
so
two
we
for
look forward to
2016.
seeing our local friends there.
Yes, please come out. Last time we saw some really cool people there. I got a little drunker than I should have, but it was still a very fun time all around. And on top of that fun event, we've got our own that's going on. In case you've been living under a rock or just forgot, September 23rd, 6 p.m., Canal Street in Reading, Pennsylvania. We're going to have our 100th episode. Big bash there. Every guest we have had on the show has been invited. It's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to have speakers set up so you can hear the shenanigans as they go down before the rest of the internet gets to hear it. We're going to have audience participation. There's going to be live music and entertainment. There's going to be raffles. We're going to have there's a sour beer tap takeover that they're doing, as well as their impressive bottle list and can list that Dusty always has. You know, if you've heard us or you've heard of Canal Street before, you know they always get some great stuff there. That is September 23rd, Canal Street, Reading, Pennsylvania. And we're going to have that live audience participation. We have a phone number that we have set up. And
Yes,
you
call
can,
us.
Yes.
Text
Well,
us.
call and leave a voicemail. It's going to go straight to voicemail.
Text us.
We
Send
have
us
tested
dick
this.
pics.
It works. Don't send dick pics because they go to my phone. I repeat, no dick pics.
You know, if you tell the internet not to do something, they're going to do it.
I hate my life. It's 801-991-BEER. That is 801-991-2337. Props to Google Voice for that one, because that literally would not have happened if it were not for them.
All I heard was dick pics.
That's all you needed to
That's
hear.
all you need to know. That's all you
And,
need to know.
speaking of dick pics, coming in the near future, we're going to have a Snapchat account that will not feature dick pics, but I'm working on learning Snapchat and not sucking at it so we can be Beer Busters Snapchatting.
You guys, you go ahead and have fun with that.
There's no dick pics, no nudity. Lots of shenanigans, no nudity, I promise.
No duck bucks.
Exactly, none of that either.
Plenty of beer porn.
Yes, that is a verified version of porn. Beer porn. Okay.
It's verified by the Porn
By the
Verification
internet?
Agency of the
Is
United
that
States.
porn involving beer or just beer porn?
Well, there are videos where certain beer vessels get inserted in certain orifices.
That's what I'm talking about.
All right.
Is that
beer
trademarked?
porn?
We turn those cameras off.
They're always on. Just ask the NSA. Goodness.
Wow.
I don't know what is going on. Can we do some news, Dan?
Yeah,
No, let's drink a beer first.
Yeah, let's get some
Oh,
beer.
yeah,
first.
I'm
That's a good
vetoing.
idea.
I
That
want
is a
beer.
good idea.
I've been told we have a sipping beer.
I think we have 2 sipping beers.
Two
actually.
sipping beers. We're starting strong. See, this is why we had to go all out with all
This
the
is why I love
microphones.
Tim. He comes out of the corner. He's like, Steph, can we do 2 sipping beers? I'm like, hell yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah, so the first one is just this foam. You guys can have all that.
Smell?
Yes, what's the aroma of that foam?
Hops.
Hops, just hops. We're actually
Drano.
passing it around.
Drano. Oh, we got a cup, yes.
For people who can't see, which is, those of us not at the table, we are passing it around. Ooh, and
Yes.
you can
A sample
hear-
glass full of head.
We could give a shout out while we're waiting for the beer. There are 2 food options in the
Yes.
parking lot
Yes,
tonight.
there are.
One of them is a permanent fixture here,
You-
Local Delights.
You get to talk about that one.
I know.
I got the next one covered.
They are Local Delights Levante on Facebook, and they have freaking popsicles that are awesome.
Freaking popsicles.
I had a mango chili popsicle that was awesome. They also had vegan cookies and some other snacks, but the popsicles. And a lot of people here, they were telling me that they pair them with the beers. They take the popsicles and dip them in the beers, and there's all sorts of beer and popsicle pairings going on. But there's also a food truck, Dan, right? I
Yeah.
think.
Yeah, there's a food truck, and it's an awesome food truck. The Flying Deutschman's here. Props to them. They're yelling at people in German accents when their food is ready,
Nice.
and it's really cool to get the whole vibe going. But I had some Wiener Schnitzel, and it was amazing. It's the Flying Deutschman. The Wiener Schnitzel was $9, and it was probably worth at least $12. It was amazing. And you can check them out. They're going to be here at Levante a little more often. It's flyingdeutschman.com. That's flying, DEUTSCHMAN.com. It's delicious and wonderful, and there was a grilled roll that was with it that was really good. It didn't need butter. I was worried about not having butter, but it didn't need butter. And they had a sign on the thing out front.
Didn't even need butter.
Didn't need butter. No
I
butter.
like butter.
No use for butter.
You can get any item they have in their menu sandwichized for an extra $1.
Sandwichized?
I mean, I made up that term, but it says available in sandwich option for an extra $1.
Does it have butter?
Doesn't need butter.
Doesn't need butter.
No butter. No butter.
No butter required.
Sorry about that, guys.
That's
That's fine.
There's a pitcher here for you, just like at Jake's down the street. $1 pitchers. That's how we roll. Don't worry about it.
That's how we roll.
So what is this first sipping beer that we have?
This is our hop jam session. So we made this kind of just as an experimental session ale with Idaho 7 and Mosaic hops. Originally called our Boise session. So it was made for our first anniversary party. Just a small batch. And this was a partial keg, hence the overcarbonation, the 20 minutes it took to pour. But
You mean
But-
20 seconds?
20 seconds it took to pour. But yeah, so it's loaded with Idaho 7 and Mosaic hops. It's a really kind of, I don't want to say simple, but a really simple malt bill to it as well, so we can showcase those hops.
You said simple.
I don't mean to say simple, but
What's simple?
but I don't mean to.
Like simple, but not simple. And what is the ABV on this?
The ABV is 4.5.
4.5.
Just in there.
So it just makes it as a section
It's
beer.
Lou Bryson approved. It's quite tasty.
Thank you.
It's very refreshing.
This Idaho hop is becoming quite popular.
Yes, yeah, I've heard stories from other West Coast brewers that the Idaho 7 hop wasn't meant to be as popular as it is. There were actually other experimental hops that they kind of wanted to contract, but at the time that Idaho 7 was available, they needed them, so it was kind of adopted out of necessity rather than, hey, we want this. But we started using it and love it. I mean, in our eyes, it's just as good as a Mosaic or any other type of fruity tropical hop.
It's quite tasty.
I really feel like it should taste like potatoes, though.
It should.
That just would be awesome.
Why is that?
I just feel like if it's Idaho 7, it needs to taste like
Tim,
potatoes.
why do they call it Idaho?
I don't know. Idaho.
I was going to try to make that somewhere.
Idaho? That's funny, since it comes from Alabama.
No, it doesn't. It comes from Jackson Farms in Idaho.
Really?
I think. I just made that up. No, it really does.
Sounded
It
very
really does.
convincing.
Yeah, but it's an awesome hop. I mean, those along, on a more serious note, Idaho 7, along with other experimental hops, is what kind of something we're trying to do here at Levante. We have a Hop Necessity series, which, if you guys haven't tried, we'll pour some tonight, the Summit Hop Necessity. It's a session IPA series that just goes with single dry hop.
Nice.
So anywhere from El Dorado, Idaho 7.
And is it just single dry hop, or is it single hop all the way through?
There are usually what we'll do is we won't single hop the entire batch. We have like a proprietary, those were quotation marks, proprietary hop blend that we use in the boil.
He's done this before.
Yeah.
We have proprietary hops that we use in the boil, but then we'll switch out that one hop in the boil as well as dry hops. So,
okay.
Those are the hops we get at the local homebrew store, right?
Homebrew store.
Yeah. Whatever they have, that's what goes in the
We
Whatever's
just
there.
buy them out.
Yeah.
How many hops you got?
We'll take them all. I'll take all the hops.
That's a neat way to familiarize yourself with a new hop. To learn the aroma and learn the flavors that it gives. It's a good way to educate your beer drinkers.
I agree. And we're seeing it from more and more breweries. I mean, everyone from Victory to Sam Adams has a 1 to 3 barrel. Trox has a 15 barrel test system or pilot system where they do all of this. They have their scratch beers or their pilot system beers, and that kind of brings on the new generation of hoppy or whatever type of beer you want, spices, fruit.
And the tap room is it's a perfect tasting panel, basically, to try these out. And then we see what works and what doesn't.
Yep.
Well, I say the Idaho 7 hop is a winner.
I think
Well, thank you.
It's quite tasty.
You guys want some more? Just give me 20 minutes. I'll pour.
Should we do a news story and then go on to the second sipping beer?
Sure. And
like
then
that.
we'll continue
Yeah, let's do that.
the news with that. So, all right. In news of why the hell is this happening? So we all know Not Your Father's, from Small Town Brewery, Not Your Father's Root Beer, Not Your Father's Ginger Ale, which tastes like they've never had ginger ale, and Not Your Father's Cream Soda, which is actually pretty good. I like that one.
And not your father's beer, because it's not beer.
Well, right, exactly. They are splitting the brand, so Small Town Brewery is going to apparently bring us Not Your Mom's Apple Pie.
Not the mama.
Wait, what?
Wait.
Not your mom's apple pie.
Is it a drink?
Oh, it's a drink. It will be bottled. It'll be in 12-ounce bottles. It's not. It doesn't have an official release date yet. Apparently, it's going to be 5.5%. This is from our friends over at Beer Street Journal. Small Town made an industry splash when they released, of course, Not Your Father's Root Beer, followed by Ginger Ale, followed by Cream Ale, and the boozier edition of Not Your Father's Root Beer. But now the 5th bottled offering by Small Town Craft Brewery. And this article came out a few months ago, and it gets to something else. The 5th bottled offering from Small Town Craft Brewery looks to be Not Your Mom's Apple Pie, which is a beer,
That's dirty.
and I quote,
Not your mom's apple pie. That's awaiting verification from the Porn Verification
Right,
Board of
yes.
the United States, right?
this beer is as American as Mom's apple pie.
Oh my God!
Jesus Christ.
In fact, we brew it with the apple juice, with Madagascar vanilla, cinnamon, and nutmeg to bring you a crisp, one-of-a-kind dessert brew. Now, the reason I use this article, that I thought somebody was shushing me.
This recommended to be tasted side by side with Not Your Father's baby butter.
God damn. Not Your Father's protein shake.
I love their marketing. It's going to work. It's going to work.
Yeah,
So
definitely.
the reason I use an article that was on Beer Street Journal from a few months ago is because this week they had another one up there introducing Not Your Mom's Strawberry Rhubarb.
Hey-oh.
Yes. From Small Town Brewery, this beer is the perfect balance of sweet and tart with strawberry and rhubarb spices, Madagascar vanilla, and a touch of cinnamon. I hate all of you for what I'm about to read. Just like Mom's fresh pie.
Wait, say that again?
Just like Mom's fresh pie, every sip takes you home.
Yeah, we have a new beer coming out called Not Your Mom's Massengill. It's a saison. It's a bit spicy and tart.
Of course it is. So this one, again, no official release date. This one will apparently be 5.9%. But this goes down in the just stop category. Just stop while you're already falling behind. Please stop.
Hey, there's a market for them. People drink them. People like them. Whatever. It is funny though.
Who is going to drink a strawberry rhubarb beer? That sounds disgusting.
Wait, no.
It's not even beer.
It's not beer.
Timmy
Wait. We've got to wait for Wayne. What?
We had New Glarus rhubarb beer on this very podcast, and it was fucking delicious.
Oh, that was so good.
yeah.
Oh, that was so
It was
good.
New Glarus, yeah.
Well, I'm just saying.
Think about-
So don't dismiss
That was
the
so
concept out of hand. It was better than your mom's pie.
Oh, absolutely.
It
Back
was
up the truck.
Whose mom are we talking about?
It was better than everyone's mom's pies.
Yeah.
It is by far better than my mom's pie.
Oh.
Yeah.
I think we need more beer.
So
we've got more
there's
beers.
another beer that magically appeared
Sorry, Dan,
in
this-
front of me.
News segment has been totally derailed. You picked these stories.
I know, I did. I should have known the crowd. What's this other sipping beer?
This is called This Is Your Dad's Cucumber.
This is your dad's cucumber.
Put it in
on
your
mint.
mouth.
Oh my god.
Okay.
We're still like the first 20 minutes of the show.
It's all downhill.
Is this okay?
from here.
Tell us if this is not okay.
No, this is absolutely okay.
Save it down. This is not your dad's cucumber.
No, it's
No,
not.
for real. This is palate cleanser. So this is what you put in your mouth to wash out the night before.
Or
No,
the guy before.
So our Bianco White Ale traditionally has been brewed yearly every summer with fresh cucumber and mint, field mint to be exact.
Is he reading this?
Okay. So
Sounds
this
like he's
year
reading
we
it.
went a little off the reservation. No offense
Slightly.
to people that are on the reservation, but
Now he says no offense. That's the thing that he says no offense to.
it has got a lot of cucumber in it. Okay, what it's like.
Unlike your mom's pie.
What it's like is like sipping a fine cucumber puree laced with a little bit of mint, or what is the word for that in a restaurant? Not laced. They don't lace your stuff, do they?
Sprinkled?
Probably drugs. I don't know.
Garnished
A
with
twist,
fresh
thank you.
field mint. Now, it is a cucumber puree of a beer.
It's almost like you're drinking a beer in Wegmans produce aisle.
Kind of, yes.
With a hint of mint.
Now, we're having some fun
really
with
good.
this one. That's why. Oh, thank you.
It is very good.
So the real story is, getting back to why we call it palate cleanser, is because Eric, my brother-in-law, who we started the brewery together, and his sister, my wife, we were at a restaurant. It was fancy, and we were drinking a Bianco Wit. And out comes a palate cleanser, which I have no idea what the hell that is. I still don't know what that is. But a little thing of sorbet, and it was a cucumber sorbet. So we had that in conjunction with the Bianco White Ale, and we're like, what the hell? This could work. Mint and cucumber. It was garnished with mint. I don't know if I mentioned that. But so you know,
No, it was
something
laced
fun.
with mint.
It was laced.
And that night, your father's cucumber was born.
It's really good. And this is going to
is.
sound
Thank you.
wrong, but if beer could be a mouthwash, I kind of feel like this is what it'd be, but in the most pleasant, delicious
Really?
way.
I actually don't think the mint's not very pronounced, and it is sort of like
No, but it's very refreshing.
finish.
Like
More
you
like a
feel like
French-
it's
fresh-
You feel like it's cleaning your palate.
like
You
a
do.
fresh herbal mint, like
Yeah.
leaf, rather than like a strong bitey mint. But
Oh,
the cucumber comes through
maybe
the more
like
you drink
comparing it to
yeah.
like if you had a beer that was like chewing a piece of gum. Like I need to get that taste out of my mouth. This
Yeah.
would be like that beer that could do that.
That's
I can
what we
see
were
it.
going for.
It's definitely, I could definitely see it being a
It's
palate
super
cleanser
good.
as well. Yeah.
You know, you had that Idaho 7 Mosaic bomb we just got to cleanse your palate for the next, 12, 13 beers that are coming.
Yeah, we're taxing here.
We're gonna keep this one to the side and just do it in between each.
Yeah, keep it on the side.
Well played.
All right.
I think we should mention, as we're moving on to yet another beer, that these beers that we're tasting are not by accident. These beers are part of a special event.
No, they made all of them on purpose.
Every last one of them.
Last
Sure
week,
we did.
Last week we had a connoisseur event, and these are, you've had 2, now going on to 3 of the dozen of beers that we released for an hour. For a group of a little over 100, came in and pretty much smashed them for an hour, and then we took them off. And
In a strictly non-sexual way.
yes, they're gonna go back on tomorrow for our hop hangover party, which is basically, it was so damn hot last week for our big party that we know that over 60% of the people that were going to come didn't. We still had close to 1,000. And it was wonderful that folks showed up. But we felt bad that they just didn't get exposure to them. So that's why we're doing like the hot party hangover, the redo.
Part 2. Yeah.
Part 2.
Part deux.
Part deux.
There it is. Part 2.
And we're just going to burn through these tomorrow until they're gone.
Nice.
Very nice.
You
That's
guys
cool.
coming?
Tomorrow?
Yeah.
Tomorrow.
Oh, well, you're tasting them tonight.
We're tasting them now. I mean, we can come back.
I was going to say there's a lot of great
Well, it
beers.
depends. We might wake up
Be a
here
lot of-
tomorrow.
yeah.
That's true.
This
So,
is true.
We don't
But
know
that
yet.
brings me. I did want to bring up earlier when we started the show, to our listeners, the last time we were here, it was silent.
Yes,
Because it was
we
the
were
day
the-
before you guys opened, and now, as you can hear, all the
bustling.
the jovial goings on in the background here. I mean, we pulled up, we were like, it's really packed here. So you guys are doing really well. And Dan and I were
Thank
here
you,
for
man.
the grand opening, and it was wall to wall, people hanging out, having a good time, and it's really awesome to see, to have been here before you guys even christened this brewing system,
That's
and
right.
be back here now and to just see the growth. It's
It
really
feels
cool.
It feels good. I mean,
Yeah.
it feels good that the biggest. We always say that kind of the biggest compliment a brewer can have is people that customers enjoying the beer and coming back, and good word coming back. Eric G, who's our head of sales out in the Philly and other regions, comes back and just tells us great things, and that inspires us to do more, brew more, expand, and just feels good.
So should we
that's
talk
really
about
cool.
this?
Yeah, so I've been sipping on this beer now since it landed in front of me.
I haven't tasted it yet. I smelled it. And it smells
Oh,
awesome.
it's delicious. What is this
Oh,
one?
this smells like a Wayne beer.
It is a Wayne beer.
It's a Wayne beer.
Oh, this is so Wayne.
Is Wayne sour?
Ooh.
So Wayne.
Yes.
So this is the Queen in the Hive, Chardonnay barrel aged saison
nice.
with Brett.
Nice.
So it undergoes
those
a
words are
secondary.
good.
What that?
All of those words are good.
Oh yes, we love them here too. Well, this is actually this is a result of our barrel aging program, which you guys were here last year, and probably right about that time we were starting to plan a barrel program, which we're now tasting the fruits of our labor on. And it's only been 6 to 12 months for some of these beers maximum, and we'd like to go longer with a lot of them, which you'll taste tonight. But this one is one of the older ones. February, it was barreled, so it was brewed, prior to that in 2015. Barreled in February into a Chardonnay cask, and then secondary fermentation with 2 types of Brett Brux and Brett Lambicus. And those guys really did their work in there. A little bit of sour, which you don't see from Brett typically, but we get a little bit of sour and a nice bit of barnyard funk or horse blanket.
Yeah.
You're biting into there.
Yeah. It is very
delicious.
funky barnyard, perfect saison, Chardonnay.
They're all his favorite
those great
words.
things. It's delicious.
So how many barrels do you guys have right now?
Well, so right now we have about 16 barrels, and it's soon to be about 62 next week.
Holy crap.
Wow.
Where are you
So-
going to put them?
Yeah, really.
Upgrade.
We're up in our game. We just got a new facility we're working on renovating, and we're going to, we could show you that later, a construction project, and eventually that's going to house all of our barrels, be climate controlled and whatnot, as well as house open fermentation for our fruit beers and fruit re-fermentations, which we're also crazy about. And that actually doubles the size of our brewery effectively. So.
Wow. Now, is the plan to bottle these beers or just have them on tap here?
Yes and yes.
Yes and yes. Yes.
Yes. Now that we've got our now that we had our first bottle release a couple months ago, It went really well. We learned some lessons, as any new brewery will. And but the beers that Tim and the brew crew are putting together are just been exceptional lately. I mean, you're drinking one of what we call like a Generation 4 beer of ours. We kind of talked about Generation 1 being when we first opened, and then a few months into it, we had Gen 2s, and now we're like, wait, there's a big difference in the quality and the experience and basically the like I said earlier, like the quality of the beer. Gen 3s were earlier in 2016. Gen 4s just started rolling out in the spring. So we're feeling really, really good about the trajectory of the quality of the beers and the various styles that we're doing. And Tim's killing it.
Well, last time you guys were here, and we hadn't used the production brewery yet. I think you guys were here, and our boiler wasn't even installed, and we just hadn't even done a test run. So shortly after that, we got kicking. We got brewing our what Jim and what collectively as a company we would call our Gen 1 beers, the Norrisman, the Chief, and all those have taken on, and the Bianco, and all those have taken on kind of a new identity as we've grown. I think we've slightly tweaked here and there a recipe so that we remain consistent in everyone's eyes, but the beer just keeps, I hope, getting better. But with the addition of new tanks in here, as you can see, we can now afford to brew large batch experimental brews. We can kind of do derivative brewing where we'll take our Saison and we can age it in a barrel with Brett, as opposed to saying, well, we only have 2 barrels of this and who gets it, like that type of thing.
Right.
So it's been exciting.
I want credit for that.
That's Jim's idea.
Derivative brewing.
Derivative
you heard
brewing.
It first.
All right, I like it.
So what barrel projects are in the works right now?
Well, so what you're going to taste today, not to get ahead of ourselves, but why not? We have this beer here, which is a Chardonnay barrel-aged Brett secondary fermented Saison. We have a Chardonnay barrel-aged pineapple and basil Saison. We also have a Pinot Noir aged Belgian specialty ale, or a Belgian amber, that is aged for, I believe, 6 months on sweet cherries and cranberries. And also Roeselare yeast, so a nice blend of buggies. And we have a barrel-aged triple and a Sauvignon Blanc, which is my favorite barrel. And then we have also a Cabernet Sauvignon barrel-aged Le Marque Quad, that's why you guys won't be driving home tonight.
Any spirit barrels? A lot of those that you mentioned are wine barrels.
I'm sorry, yeah. So I kind of went wine barrel on
That's
you
all
guys
right. We
real
love
quick.
wine barrel-aged beers.
Yeah.
So right now we have, and I'm sorry, so I totally forgot our bourbon barrels, which are we kind of packaged.
Poor bourbon barrels.
I know, poor bourbon barrels. It's like we're on one thing one week and another thing next week. So we have a bunch of bourbon barrels filled right now, as well as 18-year-old Scotch barrels. So I'll go through those real quick. We have the Bullet Train Vanilla Bourbon Barrel Aged Stout in High West bourbon barrels, and then we have 2 beers in 18-year-old Scotch barrels. We're not allowed to say the distillery's name, but they are one of the only Black Isle single malt Scotch distilleries around. And
wink,
it was
wink.
wink, wink. It was a 1998 Scotch that was in the barrel. So we were fortunate enough to get 2 of these. One we went traditional, and we went with a wee heavy. The other we went with a strawberry fruit re-fermented grisette with coriander.
Oh,
So that might be
that sounds amazing.
might be good, might not be good. Who knows? But it was that was I don't want
It
to
tastes like your mom's. Oh, sorry.
tastes like your mom's strawberry pie. Coriander.
What's the name of the beer? We made it so long.
And we also have to boot rum barrels coming in, as well as we're crossing our fingers for some port as well.
Wow.
It sounds like, Tim, this is what you're passionate about. Like, you're just gushing about these barrels. I feel
I'm
like
sorry.
you're finally
I'm obsessed with them.
No,
I feel
that's
like you're
great.
finally at
Yeah.
the point that as a brewer, this is what you've wanted to do. Like, I can see the excitement in your face, and I can't wait to try these.
Yeah, I mean, Eric can tell you.
It's all about the experimentation, and finally we have the time and energy and manpower to do it. We also have a reboot of our Whistle Pig aged Ranger Rye, so we're very excited about that. So yeah, we're very excited about that one as well. And yeah, like I said, we're finally having the chance to experiment, and it's fun.
I mean,
We love it.
This is what all 1-year-old breweries do, right?
That's normal.
yeah.
Is that
Of course.
normal? It's normal.
So one of the beautiful things that Levante brings to the table is kind of the best of both worlds. Jim mentioned those Gen 1 beers that are still flourishing out in the world, and people are really responding well to those beers. And at the same time, Tim's coming out with these really amazing barrel-aged products, and it's hard-pressed to find breweries that do both of those really well, and we're
Right.
doing those
That's
very
great.
well. So.
Yeah, and you mentioned, it's hard to, we're sitting here now drinking these beers and all these things you're talking about, that you guys have only been around for a year doing this.
Yeah.
And it feels like you've been doing this for a while because, it's knocking it out of the park left and right. And
Thank you, man.
We're
trying to take over the world.
One beer
and
at
just
a time.
to hear all the things and all the barrels you guys are talking about and the experimenting, and I'm excited to try all of these beers, and it's amazing that you guys have been able to have this sort of breadth of offerings after a year in operation.
Well, it's an honor actually for us to be in the position to let you try the beers because you were here a year ago before we were trying this out, and it just so happens that it worked out well, and you guys graced us with your presence once again, and we can do this. I mean, these beers weren't going to be here, and they are, so that's great.
Perfect timing.
Yes, absolutely.
It's funny how things like that work out.
Because of you, we're trying all 13 of these beers and then
Evil Genius, that's another outtake.
Yeah, right.
I don't know. That one might make the soundboard.
And by the way,
Ooh, that
to the
soundboard.
Evil Genius crew, outtake sounds like a great collaboration beer.
Ooh, challenge extended.
Snap. I love it.
I would drink that beer.
Are you guys ready for the edible tropical amalgamation?
Hells to the yes.
This beer, this beer should be illegal.
I heard it was in several states.
Yeah, in Idaho.
Can I just
Idaho,
say,
man, we discussed this.
I love that Tim is just taking over the show. I love it.
I'm sorry, I
It's okay.
apologize.
You
We
don't
were
have
at
to
the
apologize.
bottle
We were
room
drinking at the
earlier,
bottle
a
room.
couple.
I think he's a qualified sound engineer, maybe.
So I have to point out that I guess for anyone listening, the whole episode is basically going to be a tasting segment, so you're not getting the sound clip. You all know what it is by now.
Oh, yeah, I guess we didn't do that.
Yeah. But hey, I'm okay with it. It's more free form.
It's all good. We only have 47 beers.
Exactly, yeah.
We'll just have to discuss the complexities of the libations that we're consuming.
Of course.
You didn't know you were going to a beer fest.
It just got really sophisticated for a second here.
It's a good thing I had.
Oh, this smells wonderful.
It's a good thing I had some before we started. No, no. So, being here last year before the opening, coming back for the grand opening, coming back now, I know the reception seems pretty awesome for you guys. I mean, it's Friday night. It's packed. I mean, people are here. They're having a good time. And I know we were talking before we started recording that you do have growlers for sale. You do fill growlers. What I find interesting is you also buy back your growlers.
Yes, we do.
You can buy one for $5, but you will give somebody $5 if they bring one back, which I think is unique and awesome. Where did that come from?
I think I made it up. People were complaining when they came.
You want credit for that one too?
Jim also wants credit for it.
I'll take credit for
I made it up.
All the credit.
I also took a few arrows for it too.
What you may
People
not
were
know is
like,
I
"What?
invented
What?
beer.
What?" No.
I did invent forklifts. I was telling the guys.
So after I invented the internet, I came up with this awesome idea. No, basically, it's people. How many people do you know, if not yourself, have 12, 15 growlers from all these breweries laying around?
What about hundreds?
Yeah,
I'm pretty
exactly.
sure I'm in triple
I think
digits.
Steph has a bunch.
Honestly,
Steph's
what
probably
are you
pushing
really going to
300.
do with them?
Yeah.
I mean,
Exactly, yeah. They said they're
They
collecting
do look
dust.
cool on
They look
shelves.
cool on shelves.
They're
I've got
pretty.
like 6 maybe, but I don't want more than that.
But I have 5 Victory growlers. And
that's-
what am I going to do with them? I mean,
Yeah.
I love Victory. I mean, that's why I got them.
You're
but I've had them
victorious.
for 10 years.
You're victorious.
And, so basically what we decided to do was they cost $5. So why don't we just give them, bring your growler back.
Yeah.
We'll put it back in stock after we sanitize it and sterilize it.
Of course.
And here's your $5 back.
That's awesome.
That is a really cool idea. And
That's why I love hydro flasks. Like, I do admittedly have like 200 some growlers at home, but they're on shelves, they're displayed. I love them, they're beautiful, they're great memories. But the one I fill is my Hydro Flask, and I can just keep that in the back of my car, and then I'm at a brewery and I'm like, hey, I want to get a beer here. I fill it, throw it in my car, and it's cold for 24 hours.
Oh,
so that's the one I use.
That's what I need to take to the beach this weekend.
Hells
There you
to
go.
the yeah.
Yeah,
That'll work.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Someone comes in and they're like, damn, I want a growler of Panic Room, but I forgot my growler. I left it at home. It's like, hey.
Sorry, dude.
$5. And they're like, okay, but I have so many growlers. Bring it back tomorrow. I'll give you your $5 back.
Yeah, that's awesome.
They come in. No one ever comes in and goes, oh, thanks for my $5 back, and then runs out the door.
Yeah.
Right.
You know,
That's
so
true.
Everybody wins.
I like that.
And
It's like,
having the crowlers, I think, that eliminates that problem altogether.
Yeah.
I've wiped out 32-ounce growlers. We don't even
Don't do them
anymore.
anymore.
Order them anymore. There's no point.
Why would you buy a 32-ounce growler when you can
Now,
buy that?
crowlers,
Yeah.
Long lasting.
I buy them everywhere.
yeah.
When did you start doing crowlers?
about 3 months ago.
Okay.
And
Still pretty recent.
That's when we purchased Crowley McCrowlerface.
Crowley McCrowler.
Crowler-
Well, that's one of the great things about crowlers, and we talked about this somewhere we were at recently, and crowlers came up as they often do now, as everybody's starting to use them. Is the crowler machine behind the bar is such a cool thing to draw attention. Like people get to sit there and watch it spin and get sealed.
I still love watching it.
Yeah, it's like a
beautiful thing.
show, and it's an
Yeah.
awesome way to
Throw his
store beer at the
all
same
over
time.
you. That's awesome. I still haven't figured it
I'm
out.
just imagining you in slow motion with the beer splashes.
I don't think I do it right. I went home last weekend with
Don't
4
think I do it
crowlers,
right.
and they leaked all over my car floor because I don't think I'm attaching the lid the right
There's
side
a way
up.
to do
So
it.
people,
it's
if you
upside
come
down.
in, don't let Tim fill your
Yeah.
crowlers.
Yeah.
Well, I
Well,
found out that
Stick to making the beer.
You didn't do what I did. So when I first started using them, 2 of the lids stuck together.
Oh,
And it would seal both lids, and I'd open the one,
no.
and there's no way to open the second.
that's what I
You
put
literally
mine
had to take a
upside
big
down.
drill and drill it into the second lid. to pour your
Shotgun the
beer.
crowler.
I was like, this is crazy.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, we've done some pretty dumb things with it, but
Some beers you don't want a shotgun. You know what I mean? It's
true.
I kind of want to try shotgunning a crowler, though.
We should do it.
Oh,
we should do it.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, you can put the hop jam in there because it's only 4.5, and yeah, just go to town.
If you want just to shotgun some foam, that would
do
be
you guys-
great.
Well, yeah, I mean,
what do you guys think of this one?
I didn't even
yeah,
taste this one
this-
yet.
yeah,
So,
this is
hold
really
on,
good.
Tim. You said the name perfectly. What is the name
This
of what
is
we're
the
drinking?
edible tropical amalgamation.
edible
Ooh.
tropical amalgamation.
You
All right.
really is basil, right?
Yes. So
You
this
totally
is
get the basil on the nose. It smells amazing.
This is our a saison fermented with our house saison yeast, and then aged in a Chardonnay barrel with pineapple. Then taken out, and a
Oh
tertiary
my God.
fermentation is done in the fermenter with more pineapple and Israeli basil.
Wow.
This is
It's
incredible.
really good.
This
From
is
Israel.
freaking awesome.
It's really good.
It's an amazing.
Thank
Holy
you.
shit.
You like it?
I love it. I have
The name
never
doesn't really
tasted
mean anything.
like this before in my life.
It is very
Really?
unique, yeah.
It's so good.
It's
Makes you feel
fruity,
good.
but it's spicy with the
Yeah,
basil
it's like
and, the
bruschetta
herbal.
in a beer.
Yeah, with like
Because
like
you
a,
get the-
like a
You're speaking
subtle
my
sweet-
language.
Yeah, we almost called it Tim Dad's Balls, but we didn't. It just didn't go over well.
Tim Dead Balls.
Tim's Dad's Balls.
It just doesn't sit right with me.
Holy shit. That's good.
Thank you, guys.
Wow.
What I also love
I
about it
wanted
is,
this with
is how
spaghetti.
cloudy it is.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that
It's
too.
so cool.
It is a saison. It is barrel aged, and it's kind of one of those things. Is like a lot of beers nowadays are unapologetically hazy, cloudy for whatever reason, whether it's oats or yeast. This one
Flour.
is flowers or power, flower power.
Flower power.
Cloudy yet clean.
Yes, cloudy yet clean. That's
It's a good way to put it.
Beer's amazing.
Yeah, so you have a lot of beers that are cloudy for no good reason, just because it's cool. And
Just
like,
because-
look how hazy my beer is.
Just
I'm
because
hip.
I couldn't clean it up.
Yeah, exactly. I couldn't be bothered.
Every beer will eventually
I
clean up
couldn't
after.
be
It can't all be clean.
This is so good.
This
We
is
do
really
not
good.
taste with our eyes.
No, there are
Okay.
some. Hey, man, there's a lot of styles of beer that have to be clean, like a Kolsch, man.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
It's got to be clean.
Well, any
yeah.
lager, you know.
Lager, yeah.
any lager, really. Yeah.
But this type of saison, it's almost got to be cloudy.
Yeah, and it tastes like it should be. Like it's got that
Tastes like it should be.
tastes like it should be. It's a little hearty. It's got some meat to it.
You can chew
Just
it.
like your mom.
Yeah.
Like your mom, like your dad's balls.
Tim, next up, we're going to cloud up the lager. That's on.
Let's just haze up that lager.
Cloudy lager. That's up
Cloudy
next.
lager.
That's it.
Cloudy lager.
It's got to be clean. No, it doesn't.
Well, I'm glad you guys enjoy it. This is another thing. It's just us having fun. You know, this is actually one of our first 10 barrels that we got in, and we said, hey, let's put pineapple and basil in it. We thought it was the worst idea ever.
It was
Actually,
the best idea ever.
No, it's great. Because you get the pineapple up front, and then the basil's just there to round it out at the end, and it does it so well.
I'm glad we did it that way to make it taste that way then, because my initial intention was to just load everything into the barrel, and we're learning. You know, we quickly learned that that's not the way to do it. Put a bunch of vegetable matter, put it in a barrel, and let it sit for 6 months. You know, not the way. So what we did was we aged it with the fruit for a few months, and then like I said, we did that tertiary fermentation, which that's really key. Not to give away I think I gave away all of our secrets. But so we did the tertiary re-fermentation with
For the
fruit and
complete
basil.
recipe, visit Levante Brewing.
I mean, I'll tell you right now.
/Timmy, shut the fuck up.
Shit!
Edit.
All right, I'm in trouble. I'm not talking about it.
So
Hey, did you hear the story about the 1-year-old brewery that went out of business?
someone
Gave away
stole
all
all
the
their
recipes.
ideas.
You
So
guys
we-
signed that NDA, right?
The
No,
whole
it's all on
internet
the
did.
internet. Sorry. So we talked about the Crowlers, and we know you guys have been doing bottle releases, but did I hear you're doing cans too?
Soon.
Also known as mini crowlers.
Also known as
Soon
mini
to come.
Crowlers?
Soon to come.
Soon to
In a
come.
can. Is the idea to install a canning line? Or are you going to do a mobile canning line?
Mobile
What
first,
beers?
probably.
Yes, yes, and yes.
It's- yeah.
Mobile first, probably.
There won't be room for a canning line with all the barrels you're going to have in here.
That's true. We're going to have 476.
Well, that's why they're
barrels,
building
yeah.
7 more buildings back there.
Oh, okay. Fair enough.
Hey, we only have 62. I want 162.
We have room. I mean, we have room for a canning line. It's just that the cost is 80 to 100 grand. It's prohibitive right now for where we are. So mobile canning for the first couple of releases, and if the quality is there and we can control it, then we would
We move on.
do that a little bit longer. And then if things work out, we want to, one thing that Gene from Tired Hands told me, and I think it was great advice. You need to control every aspect of your business, and we do. And if we bring in mobile canning, we won't. We'll see how it goes. Everything's worth one experiment.
Right.
But if we can't control every aspect of it with our partner, the mobile partner, well, we're going to have to make some changes.
Then we'll just stand in a line for 3 days straight, filling bottles and capping them. That's fun.
That's fine.
Just
Keep doing that.
You need to invite people and offer them free beer, and they will can for you or bottle
is
for
an
you
awesome
all day.
idea. Why the hell did
Seriously.
not-
Volunteer.
Why didn't we do that?
Volunteers.
Very nice.
They love it. They feel cool. Hey, I'm going to Levante to help them bottle today.
Okay.
I think we should do that. You guys want to come by?
Sure.
For the edible
offering
tropical
services?
amalgamation?
You know what we should do? We should do a podcast while bottling somewhere.
No, that's a bad idea.
Oh, yes.
You've clearly never worked in a brewery. That's a bad idea.
I've never bottled beer
It's
yet.
loud.
Neither have I. It's
It's
okay,
messy. It's hot. It's slippery. It's
Yep.
not a good idea.
It'd also be like
Ooh,
an
loud,
11-hour
messy, hot, and
podcast.
slippery. I've been
well,
there.
Where are we
Sounds
going?
Well, we're on
sexy.
track for that now.
Loud, messy, hot, and slippery. Just like your
Oh, wait, what? What?
Come on.
all
It's
about
not
your-
loud.
Jim.
Oh, Jim.
Jim.
So have you put any thought into what beers you'll want to can right off the bat?
We have one in particular that, you know what, you guys will be trying this evening. It is called the Green Horizon Double IPA. It's our favorite double IPA.
It's the last one on the
aside
list.
from
We're
the
not
other
gonna
one that we
remember what
made.
that tastes like.
What's that?
Well,
It's
I
the
don't.
last one on the list. We're not going to remember it.
Maybe we should move it up.
All right, let's try that now.
But yeah, so that's like if canning is a year out, that's what we would can. So I can pretty much guarantee you we'll can that, but it won't be till next year because that's an annual release. If we find something in between, maybe we'll do that. But we're an experimental brewery. We want to see how things go. You know, we'll put 15 barrels out here and there. If it catches and people really love it, and we're the next, let's say, Alchemist, not to name names, then we'll not that we will be, but if we were,
Superstar,
then
man.
we would can
Superstar.
that.
Driving to Westchester, 6 hours.
Build new
beer.
highways, people.
If you build it,
wait,
you
they-
can it, they will come.
I think they are building new highways. We planned that. All right, you ready for another messed up beer?
Yes.
In a good
I,
way.
I say this is the
In a
most
good way.
amazingly
Well, so-
interesting beer.
I went
that
to
we've
the
done.
bottle room today with our head brewer Greg, and we talked to Kerry, who's in charge over there, and he said, "Let's do a tap takeover. You guys send me some gnarly shit, and we'll put it on." And I said, "Well, you want gnarly in like a disgusting way, or do you want gnarly in like a good way?" And he's like, "Oh, I don't know. What do you got?" And I was like, "Well, I got a couple gnarly, disgusting beers. That I could get to you. But that's not what he wants. This is one I hope he would want. This is called the Earl of Newland. It's an 18th century recipe from George Washington and Jefferson. They collaborated on this. No, I'm kidding. So 18th century ale, brewed in collaboration with Newland Gristmill and our buddies over at Deer Creek Malt.
Shout out.
House.
I was just thinking this smells like Deer Creek Malt House.
Get out of here.
Does it have a Herodutch in it?
It's got her. It's
got a Herodutch.
That was John.
A Herodutch.
Herodutch.
It's got a Herodutch.
Well, so I guess the deal with this beer is we spoke with Josh and Mark from Deer Creek, and they said we want to do a collaboration. We got a mill down the road who will mill the grain. So they said, come on out. Let's mill some grain. So we all went out, Jim, Eric, and myself, and we went to go see this mill. We're like, let's see what the story is here. It is straight out of 1700s, you know?
So
like,
not more
amazing.
crushy, less crushy.
it's more crushy.
More
It's like
crushy.
pulverized crushy. It's not like Yoshi where like we don't know the language. It's like we know the language. They're going way too gung ho. They're crushing the shit out of our grain. No, it was fun because it was like stepping back into the early 1700s. The mill was built in 1708, and it has the whole 9 yards. I mean, it has a what would you call it? Like an estuary or a holding pond for all the water. It goes down these creeks or channels into the water mill there, or the water wheel, which turns and operates these huge milling stones that you need like crazy machinery to lift. And I don't know how they did it back then. Anywho, what we did was we all ground the grain together. We got together and talked about 18th century recipes and what they put in the beer, and it was disgusting. We were not going to make that. They put eggs in the beer.
No,
they
whole chickens.
Yeah, like
Eye of Newt.
that kind of shit. So we were like, you know what? Let's take some inspiration from the Revolutionary War era, and we went with the Boston Tea Party. And this was actually Greg, our brewery manager and head brewer. His plan was to go with a Earl of Grey tea, or something that they would have thrown overboard in the 18th century during that time. So I put myself in that position. I said, am I on this boat throwing over tea into the ocean?
He was.
No, I Wikipedia'd it, dude. I went to Wikipedia and I said, what kind of shit did they throw overboard at the Boston Tea Party? And it said black tea. Well, Earl of Grey is a black tea with infused with the oil from the bergamot orange. So I will not speak any more about this beer, but it's got Earl Grey tea, grains of paradise, and some other shit in it.
Very refreshing.
And some other shit.
Unapologetically a tea beer.
It is.
It's very
so good. And
It's very.
it's like a nice,
popular.
like bitter, unsweet tea, but it's got a nice spice to it as well.
We call it Jimmy's Twisted Tea.
Jimmy's Twisted Tea.
Your mom's tea bag.
Your mom's tea.
Your dad's.
Whoops.
Stephanie, how
But
do
it
you
has.
tolerate this stuff?
How do you tell?
Out of control.
You drink
It's out of control.
faster.
Can we retake that whole description? I feel like I was all over them.
No,
It was
It was very
perfect.
good.
Damn
It was very good. I enjoyed it.
this beer is delicious.
It's got a very pronounced like malts aftertaste and like in the back end of it, and it literally makes me think of when we were at Deer Creek Malt House and shot a video there.
Yeah.
It
and
tastes
just,
like Deer Creek.
Yeah,
It's
the
just
smell, and it reminds you of just like turning the malts on the
And
floor.
it pairs that flavor complements the Earl Grey tea
Yeah.
so well. The Earl Grey tea is a powerful tea.
Yes, it is.
And you get it up front, you're like, ooh, that's Earl Grey, but you're right. Then that malt comes in and kind of like, don't worry, I'm not going to let you stick with the tea.
Don't worry, I got you back.
It like comforts you, and it finishes so nicely. So it's Earl Grey tea, but it's not Earl Grey tea.
Tea,
I
Earl
hear
Grey.
you. I hear
Hot.
you.
Oh, great tea.
I think it's
Powerful tea for a
Darjeeling.
powerful
Yeah, I was
Starfleet
going to
captain.
say.
Oolong.
I am
This is the kind of beer Picard would drink.
It is absolutely.
Kirk sticks to whiskey, but Picard would drink this.
Well,
As long as Picard would drink it. No, but it'd be cool for Eric G actually to explain a little bit about what he's doing. So he's really taken our brand above and beyond Chester County for us. Him and also Liam Mooney, who works with us as well as a sales representative and manager, have really taken us from self-distribution to like places I wish that I couldn't dream that we would have been into. So maybe, G, if you want to talk a little bit about expansion distribution-wise.
Yeah, absolutely. So, I've been with Levante here since August of last year. Slowly became part of the sales team. Did a little bit of brewing as well, but I'm actually originally from the Philadelphia area. I grew up around the Art Museum, so I had close ties down there. So I kind of started going around to different bars and restaurants around Fishtown, Fairmount, all the local hot spots for craft beer. Started kind of expanding, and over the past 6 months or so, we've seen such an increase in our Philadelphia distribution, but basically all over the area. We actually just hit our last county, Bucks County. Last week was we have now one account out in Bucks County.
Nice.
But it has been an amazing increase in distribution, which in turn we had to kind of expand our brew house a little bit to kind of meet the demand.
So it's all your fault.
Yeah, if you
Damn you,
Eric G, he's
know
being
what?
modest. If you look at the numbers, when Eric G and Leah started working with us and bringing our sales out of this region, we grew from Q1 to Q2 this year 123%. So yes, we hate them because we have to brew more, but we also love them because they're taking this business to new heights, and that's really important, is to have someone out there that represents your brand that knows what it's like to be in the brew house and knows what it's like to run this company, and G and Leah are those people.
And just a correction there, it actually was 143%.
I knew I was going to say that, but I didn't.
Why are you underestimating, dude? Why are you underestimating?
It is.
Rewind. 143% that grew this company.
And it's only the beginning. I mean, we have our sights set higher and larger areas, and we'll be there in the next coming year. So
what are those accounts
I don't look at the
that
spreadsheets.
you had to go out and get?
Well, I mean, my proudest moment was Johnny Brenda's in Fishtown.
Nice.
That was
I love Johnny
that's a
Brenda's.
good one.
that was
Really
kinda
good partner.
They've been an unbelievable partner of ours moving forward. We're so supportive. This year we had 2 Philly Beer Week events, and one of them was at Johnny Brenda's, actually featuring Levante solely. So we completely, are thankful, so thankful for them, to do that for us.
awesome.
So it's cool.
Good company.
Absolutely. We've been very lucky that way. Just a shout out to our distributor, Lamb Beverage, who is he's really done exactly what we needed as a young brewery, and he's getting our beer exactly where it needs to be, when it needs to be there, no questions asked, and we're really, Eric G and Leah have they create these outposts where we get into these craft beer bars, we take over a new county, whatever it is, and then we slowly grow from there. So we hit the hot spots, we let it fester a little bit, and then we take it over. So we're now in the 5 counties. We're happy about this, and it's just the beginning.
Absolutely, and it's what's funny, actually, one of our very loyal customers here a couple weeks ago came back last week, and I was speaking to him, and he said, "Man, I actually was down at Morgan's Pier in right on the river," and he's like, "I had your stuff," and he came back and he said, part of me was he was so happy that he was having Levante there, but he also said, "That's my brewery." It was something special for me, man. But they're super proud, and the more people and the further we go, the more people sample our beers, and it's coming back to us, and it's a good feeling.
So when you guys start canning, do you think, I guess with the mobile canner you're going to be kind of limited with it, but is that only going to be on site, or are you going to be available in
On-site.
shops and everything? Do you plan on expanding that into the 5 counties?
Competition for shelf space right now for cans is prohibitive.
I bet.
And the way that you get around that is that you have a product that speaks in volumes that you can sell from the tap room
Right.
or out of the brewery. And a lot of breweries are doing that. So a lot of local ones, they're not going to try to compete and bump off some of the major national brands to get a little bit of shelf space. So most likely the first thing that we'll do is can and release here.
Okay.
But we're and this isn't to sound pretentious or arrogant or anything like that. We've done one release, and we sold 672 bottles in under 2 hours, and we had a line down the parking lot. We don't want that.
Yeah.
I'll say it very clearly. We don't want that. I mean, it's kind of cool for about 5 seconds, and then you realize your customer's waiting in the fucking parking lot.
Yeah, it's just a madhouse.
And I'm cool with all the breweries that have lines, and God bless you. We're going to try to find a way to make sure that you're not going to wait in line.
Yeah, as a consumer, I really appreciate that.
We're going to set up 6 or 7 stations if we have to, and have little lines. I mean, just come in. We'll throw it in your car. Whatever we got to do.
Yeah, because truth be told, if I came around the corner and I saw a line of 600 people,
You'd be bummed.
I'd leave.
So you got to think about what, and this is for all the craft aficionados out there, and I appreciate you, man. I'm one of you. But you're going to wait in line for 3 or 4 hours for a beer.
Yep.
On your deathbed, you're going to want those 3 or 4 hours back. I promise you.
Yeah.
And I know that's kind of heavy, and you don't think about it right now when you're in your 20s and 30s and 40s, but that is a bullshit waste of time.
Yeah. I never understood either, like the places that would have you wait in that long line for a rare beer, and you get like a 3-ounce pour of this rare beer that you waited 3 hours for.
It just doesn't seem right to our brand.
I don't want to name names, but like as a consumer,
right.
that's huge for me. I avoid the lines, take care of the customer, and make sure it's an enjoyable experience all around.
Yeah.
When we had the line, we were giving free samples of beer. We sent our folks out with trays.
Oh, that's good.
To give people free beers. And do whatever we could to make it a good experience, because we just didn't want anything to go wrong. We were so desperate for it to go right.
Yeah.
I'm desperate.
There's something to be said for selling 672 bottles of beer on your first release. So congratulations on that. That's huge.
Well, thank you.
And we're sorry that they're overcarbed.
Lesson
learned
learned.
our
Anyone has been
Lesson
injured,
learned.
Yes.
please call our lawyer at
Yeah,
610-533-6427.
We blame Tim.
Lawyer.
Yeah. 610 bottle bomb. We're sorry about that.
Tim Flores.
Tim Flores. We
At
blame
Lundy
Tim.
Law.
It's all Tim's fault.
Turn the
Lundy
book
Law.
over.
Oh boy, we're sending another beer around.
All right, where are we going?
What is this?
This is the Travailler.
This is Travailler.
Travailler.
I was wondering how you say that. Thank you.
That's
Travailler.
French for
Travailler.
dildo.
Really?
It's French for to work.
Travailler.
That's right. French for damn good beer.
More Saison and Chardonnay barrels.
I
Travailler.
didn't even take French class. God, come on, guys. No. So I looked this up on the internet as well. Travailler.
Thank you, Wikipedia. This episode of Beer
God
Busters is brought to you by Wikipedia.
Thank God for Google Translate.
Oh boy.
Travailler means to work in French.
I had 4
For
years
real,
of
for real.
French.
I actually believed that you knew.
I did not know that
I had
until
4
went
years
on
of
Google.
French. So,
Yeah?
yes, you are right.
So you didn't name this beer.
I
The
did, but I went
internets
on
did.
Google. I told you.
Oh,
So, where did the name? When did you decide that's the name? Like, did you just have this epiphany that this is the word that you want to look up, or
Tell them how it happens.
So, all right. So, naming beers, and most brewers would be
It
able to
kind of
tell
looks like
this.
you just misspelled traveler
That's-
one day. Yeah. It was like, you know
Bastard. Everyone says that.
It's a couple I's, a couple more L's.
So everyone has a tough time. At least I do. I have a tough time naming beers, and we put it out to our team, and we try to ask them to name beers. But like keeping them within our brand is kind of difficult.
what? Yeah.
We're Levante. We hope to be a destination brewery. We're Italian inspired, beers from around the world, and so a saison, whatever, however you say it, is French, right? Her mouth is closed. How did she say
How did you do that?
That was amazing.
That's not live.
Ventriloquist?
Travailler came from the reason I was looking up cool French words.
as you do?
What
Because
is
I
that
had
what you
Googled
Googled?
cool French words.
I had well, first off, we were looking at hot French chicks' names. All right, on Google, and that didn't work out because one of them was my daughter's name, so that's not cool.
Right.
That killed that vibe right there. Yeah. Oh.
And it's not even French, so I don't know how that got on that list. And then we went with, okay, what are cool French words? And then I thought, so this was one of our original barrel-aged projects. It's the oldest. It goes back to 2015, and although it's not 100% mature yet, which is why we only packaged a sixtel for the tap room here for last weekend and this weekend, is when we were brewing and we were working so hard, hence Travailler, we decided that we were going to push it a little further, work nights, work weekends, work whenever we could to start a barrel aging program. And that kind of resonated with me, the word to work, or the verb to work, if that's correct. That's what we do here. We work. I feel like if you were to ask us, what's different about us and other breweries that are 1 year old is that I know we work as hard or harder than any 1 year old brewery that I know out there. So that's kind of what I think sets us apart, and that's why we named it Travaillette. Boom.
Drop the mic. Don't drop the mic. It's new. It's brand new.
Yeah, please don't drop it.
I just want to say I work about as hard as like any 1 year old child out there. So I can totally. I mean, I respect.
You totally understand.
He
what we're
does
doing.
keep me up at night crying
get it.
like that too. So yeah.
So, as we mentioned earlier, you guys just celebrated your 1 year anniversary last week. But I hear you collected quite a large amount of food at this event as well.
Indeed, we did. I believe.
As you're all nodding.
Yeah, the internet can't hear you guys.
Oh wait,
A lot.
You can't
Sure
hear
as
that?
hell did.
2,900 pounds
That's awesome.
For a
For
local food bank.
for the Chester County Food Bank.
Nice.
Very nice. And it's Tim's brainchild, really.
We can't. So what we want to do at Levante is, I mean, we're definitely a community-centric brewery. There's a lot of breweries out there we feel like do similar things. You know, they're working for, you know, a better environment. You know, they're wind-powered, solar-powered. Maybe they help the SPCA. Here, our team has worked with 30-plus different charitable organizations, veterans initiatives, animals, the SPCA, you know, local charities like the Chester County Food Bank. And this one in particular was special to us because we were thinking we're going to have an anniversary bash, right? We're going to have a lot of great beers, or at least we think they're okay. And people have fun. But what the hell are we doing it for? This isn't about us. It's not come hang out at Levante for a day for our anniversary. What we heard from one of the gentlemen that works in our tap room here, he works with F4, which is Fiorenza's Food for Friends. They work with Chester County Food Bank, and during the summer they have a severe shortage of donations in time, in money, and in food for people who are really in need. And it's not just, you know, people who frequent in the city, who frequent the soup kitchens or food shelters or any of that. It's actually just your neighbor next door who their spouse left or got into an accident, or they lost a parent or child, and they have earth-shattering events, and they can't afford to feed their families, and that's tough. I mean, the toughest thing on me and us having families is seeing kids go hungry. Well, I spoke to Ann, who's the head of the Chester County Food Bank, does the food drives, and she said that a lot of this food is going to go to local schools to help pay for children's meals, their lunches, and they actually have a backpack program where they send the children home from school with all kinds of healthier options for food so they can eat over the weekend, because they only eat at school, and that's because there are these free lunch programs. And I don't know, it just hurts to see that people in our community are going hungry, and I don't think that that's an acceptable thing. So we decided to team up with the Chester County Food Bank and F4 to raise awareness and raise the food for them.
So basically, the theme of the party was, you know, the hot party, the helping other people party, and you know, like we said,
so clever. I didn't know that.
We're very clever. So, you know, like we said, we raised 2,900 pounds, which they estimate about 2,900 items, and so the 1,000 people that came all brought, you know, about 3 items apiece. Almost everybody that walked in the door brought items. It was really cool to see, and you know, basically what we did for that was give them a free glass or a free beer. It's the least we can do, and it was just really cool to see everybody participate in helping people.
Yeah, if it hadn't been 110 degrees and 2,000 degrees and 2,000% humidity, we would have had
5,000 items.
We would have had 3,000, 4,000 people show up here. I mean, you know, again, to what Tim said, it's not about us. We wanted to fill that damn food truck up and send them packing, and that's why we do what we, you know, that's why we do this.
And that's what we got to do next year. So if anyone wants to help raise awareness next year, we will hopefully be doing the same thing, maybe a little later in the year, so it's not 120 fucking degrees.
Please.
Good idea. Please. But it's something special that we need to let people know. You know, like, hunger doesn't take vacation. People are hungry all year round. It's not just during the fall. It's not just during the winter, but it's all year round. So
the more you know.
That's pretty awesome.
Good job, guys. That's awesome.
And it's always amazing that, like, you know, the craft beer industry is so charitable. Every time you go to any kind of beer event, or brewery anniversary. Like, seems like Beer Fest, everything. It's all money's donations, stuff going to charity, people celebrating good beer, but also helping other people.
Love it. Now I know why it's in capital letters.
Yeah.
That's
awesome.
We had an opportunity to meet Bill and Ron from Victory, hang out with them recently, and one of the quotes that Bill said was awesome. He's like, we have the luxury of working in a 99% asshole-free industry.
Yeah.
It is true.
And then he was like, well, it's kind of 97%. And it was really funny.
About us.
It's going down.
And he looked at us and he said, and he's like, we know what you guys are doing, and we're right down the street from you. And he's like, you're doing everything right, and you're part of the 99%. You keep doing what you're doing. And I just thought that was kind of, to your point, why are these breweries trying to help the community out? Because the community is in here for hours.
Yeah.
All different
Supporting us.
races and colors, creeds, sizes, and shapes. And craft beer homogenizes everybody into one community. And I think that's really, if there's power in music, there's power in art, but I do believe that craft beer has, the reason why it's so successful is because it does bring all these different walks of life together to just talk and share experiences and drink good beer.
And not only that, what I've noticed, and this is going to sound dumb at first, but I promise there's a real point behind it. Craft beer in general, it's going to lower some of the inhibitions because, you get a little drunk off of it, but it helps you become friendlier, become part of that culture, become part of the scene that wants to help out, become part of that 99% asshole-free zone. And that's what I love about it. It breaks down those walls that would be up otherwise, which leads to so many awesome things. And I wish there were more breweries that hopped.
Very good.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. I wish there were more breweries that hopped. And it's not to say that there are ones that
hop
don't.
a lot.
And nothing against the ones that, have not put on this kind of thing, but that's huge. And especially for a brewery that's been open for a year, to know that you guys are already thinking about giving back to the community like that, have already done it, and keep planning on doing it, that's huge. A year in, most breweries are, hey, how do we just sell more beer? But you guys are already giving back, which is gigantic.
And you nailed it. And for those startup breweries that may actually be listening to this, if you're saying, if the first thing that comes out of your mouth is how do we sell more beer, you've already lost.
And it's about, you look at, our mentors in the industry, the books we read, the people we met are, like, look at Brooklyn Brewing. Brooklyn was a rundown neighborhood before they started there, and they revived it. The brewery, not just the brewery itself, but they were part of the revolutionization of that neighborhood, or revitalization, whatever you would say.
I like
cannibalism.
I like revolution.
Gentrification, revitalization, so whatever you want to call it.
Is that a word?
But they were part
It is
of
now.
It is now.
Downingtown.
Revolutionization is
The
They were part of it.
bearification.
They were there. And I tell you, they did a good job.
Victory was foundational in putting Downingtown on the map.
Put it on the map.
Anybody in Downingtown that thinks that it was some other thing, go get your head checked.
Yeah, because it was a paper mill town before that.
Well, and even look at Fishtown.
Absolutely.
Who the hell would
Fishtown.
have driven to Fishtown if it wasn't for beer?
Yeah.
And now, how many breweries are going to be opening in that area?
Yeah.
How many
A lot,
breweries have just opened in that area?
It's an amazing destination.
Gentrification at its best. That's definitely, there's some negative kind of connotations that go with that, but it's really about those businesses that come into a neighborhood and want to better the community.
Right.
And it's not about money, and it's not about new housing or anything like that. It's just people caring about their community, and I feel that's what we do here, and I hope that other breweries do the same.
And that's exactly right. Breweries and bars and restaurants that open up in a community give people a place to go and socialize, and
Right.
that's
You're
what
right.
creates that sense of community.
Every revitalization program in America,
That's the word.
Revolutionization.
every one of them wants
Not
a brewery to
cannibalism.
be the lead element in that
Yeah.
program. They just totally do. Restaurants, breweries bring heads.
I'm serious about beer, guys.
Are you?
I don't know.
So we're skipping the sausage party.
We're going to go back to the source.
We'll get to that one then.
Don't let me forget the sausage party,
the
because it's very
mantra.
important to me.
We can't let you forget that.
Greg will kill us. He's not here.
Okay.
He has close affiliations with the Phillies, and he is at the Phillies.
Oh.
He owns them. Not really.
Pretty sure. Pretty sure he owns
This
them.
is a little boozy.
Yeah, is there like
booze.
bourbon in this?
Monterosso. So is this one of those words that you just happen to be Googling for the hell of it?
Yeah, what
Is
does
this
this
another
mean?
cool Italian word?
What the hell is this beer?
It's very cool.
I don't know. It
It says sour. It says sour. That's it.
So what it is?
It's sour. It's delicious. Wait, it's the wrong beer.
Okay, what it is?
It's the barrel-aged quad.
It's our barrel-aged quad.
I was going to say, that makes a little more sense. I didn't want to offend anybody.
This
but
isn't very sour.
This is not sour
You
at
guys really screwed us
No,
up.
it's
If it was
boozy.
remix.
It's a 12.5%.
Yeah, I was gonna say this is fucking boozy.
It's big.
all. Yeah, it's good.
It's aged in a Pinot Noir cask with local wildflower honey.
nice.
Yeah,
Nice.
This is called Le Marquet.
Le Marche.
Okay, quad.
Oh, so this is, okay, that one.
We went all Italian on this. The inspiration was in traveling to Italy. The region of Le Marche was very beautiful. There's another beer of ours called Urbino, which is a medieval town responsible for much of the Renaissance.
Oh,
Not all of it, but much of it. And Le Marche is the region that town is in. So beautiful countryside where I toured wineries there, Eric as well, and that's kind of where we got the inspiration for Levante. So we figured quad, it's a big-ass beer, it's something we've been working on a long time. I'm going to put it in a barrel, and we're going to name it after our inspiration.
very nice.
It is delicious.
Very nice.
It's got the heat you kind of expect from a quad, but the barrel aging puts another level to it.
Thank you, man.
But it's not like, it doesn't have like that sharp alcohol like bite,
Right.
Like that cutting. Like it's still
Yeah.
fairly smooth. Actually,
Yeah,
it's noticeably boozy, but
Yeah, it's there, but it doesn't hang out afterwards.
These wine barrel aged beers take on the wine flavor and characteristics a lot. The wine industry calls them neutral barrels. I couldn't disagree more. I think that is not correct. I mean, they're getting rid of these barrels, and it's like, holy shit, this is gold to brewers. This is awesome because it's got that Pinot Noir. You'll taste the triple next. That has Sauvignon Blanc characteristics. Man, it's there. Ugh.
it
You like
does
wine?
I do like wine. This has a nice dry red character to it. Yeah.
Tastes like a dry red wine,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
A Pinot Noir would.
But like
I don't
it's
know
got,
much
and then it's got like that twist of sweetness from the Belgian character to it.
Oh,
you
and
know,
I'm
that's-
totally wrong, by the way. And this shows how much I don't know about wine. This is a Cabernet Sauvignon barrel.
All right, fair
I'm
enough.
sorry.
I don't know. I like wine,
But it isn't
I don't know
very-
anything about it.
But a Cabernet Sauvignon, I'm going to guess here. Wine drinkers tell me differently.
Cab
is
Sav
it
is dry.
A Cab
Dry
Sav
red.
is a
It's a
dry,
dry red, yeah.
Dry red.
bold red wine.
But not as dry as a Merlot, right? Isn't
That's
Merlot
correct.
like the driest red?
Everything
Not
is a
sure.
Cabernet.
Pinot Noir would be more
Is it-
full body.
Everything is a Cabernet.
Give me a beer.
Shut the fuck up about your wine shit.
I do, however, know what a quad is.
Yes.
So
That is
that's a
That's a beer.
So I have a question. We've talked about expanding production. We've talked about expanding the brewing area. What about the tap room? I mean, it's pretty packed in there. Are there any plans to expand the tap room area as well?
We have a
There-
tap room?
Yeah, we do. It's
right there, I can see it.
Sweet.
Holy
so
shit.
There's people here too.
the tap room has expansion plans. There's some tactical ones. We've kind of got to redress the current one a little bit, but we have taken ownership of a 1,600 square foot, Eric.
That is
almost-
correct.
Literally another warehouse space right behind it. We're going to blow a hole through the wall and build
can
an
I be here
indoor
for that?
beer garden.
Yes.
That's a volunteer event for
It'll be
beer.
twice as big, and minus the bar and the growler and crowler fill station and all that fun stuff. What we want to do is want to invite local Chester County artists to come in and paint murals on the wall. And we're gonna, while it's being
Sexual
constructed,
murals.
we're gonna let everyone who comes into this tap room look through and watch it being done.
Oh, how cool.
And that's kind of the plan. Right now it's all about funding, and trying to figure out what's the right thing to do.
It's all in the works. So, I guess the ultimate goal is kind of make that kind of a beer garden-ish
Yep.
room. That's cool. You go back there, it's a lot of people, a lot of open space, a lot of tables.
You should also blow out the ceiling.
Okay.
Yes.
Make it completely
Yeah, like a big
outdoor.
skylight.
Outdoor space.
I like where you're going with
Year-round
that.
beer garden.
I like
My
that.
idea was shut down due to budgetary constraints.
Oh,
I wanted
dear.
to feel like you were walking down into a castle dungeon.
Nice.
Torture devices everywhere. And we were going to call it like the beer cellar or something like that.
Tim, I'm on board with that one.
Yeah.
You should have to park like a mile away, and then you get gagged and blindfolded.
And you have to wear assless chaps.
and you
And a
get
ball
brought
gag.
here in like a horse and buggy or something.
This
Lots
is
of
this
liquor.
is
I think we're going to land somewhere in the middle of all of that.
Yeah.
Well,
but beer garden.
We're
Yeah.
spitballing
compromise.
blue sky, but
We're just
you know,
throwing it out there.
in all seriousness, see how I got
There's
serious?
plenty
of
No
room
more
on the
dildo
roof.
jokes now.
Bringing it
'cause
back.
It's like
It's enough.
front of the
It's
house
bringing it
stuff.
back.
But our garage doors are temporarily closed right now. They're usually open on a nice night like this. We're working with local officials right now. They've never worked with a setup like this, and they just want to make sure that we're taking certain we're doing certain things to make sure that it's
Flies
up
don't
to
come in
code
the
and
wintertime.
things
Legit.
like that.
Yeah.
They just
We wanna be legit.
they just don't want to. When they come in here and they're like, "Wow, you're slinging beers and these big garage doors are open. There's a food truck and all this stuff, and it's like crazy. How do we control it?" And they've been very cool. We're very close to opening these doors again, and when the other tap room is open, that door will be open, and vendors will be parked right up against the garage doors. You guys missed this. We were doing it for months. We had food trucks right there in the alleyway. You'd open the door, bam, there it was.
that's a good idea, yeah.
It was badass.
Yeah.
There's no one else doing it. It's coming back. It's just,
need to
I think
work out
we're
the-
literally 2 weeks out. Another thing that we've had the luxury of and the fortune of doing is there's going to be a partition here. Finally, we're going to partition off the brew house and the tap room. And Jeff Devlin, who's the host of DIY and HGTV Network's Stonehouse Revival, he's a friend of ours. And
Huge
he
fan.
came in and he was like, he just went crazy. He's like, "No, I'll do a whole thing. We'll have a metal Levante sign," which we tweeted and pushed out to all our social channels recently. He's doing all this great work with all this reclaimed lumber and all these little accoutrements to the tap room. We're excited. It's just small moves for us, because most of our money goes back into brewhouse infrastructure where it needs to be. But little tap room embellishments are on the horizon.
And it's great. There's guys like Jeff, they're doing this stuff pro bono, basically. Where it's just there's been so many guys that have come to our brewery and just help us out in certain ways. And every time it happens, it kind of like it's one of those things that give you chills. That they don't have to do it, but they want to do it, and they just want to make this place better, which is it's a magical thing. And you kind of see it behind us now, where the tap room it's its own thing now. It really is, and it is the community.
Yeah.
So-
You guys aren't the only one invested in this project anymore. And you can even tell your staff. Wasn't the one guy here that works here? Isn't this his day off? He was here in like street clothes. Here just hanging
mean
out.
Hot
and-
Dan.
Yeah, Hot Dan.
Hot.
Well, guys, I'm sitting right
Dan gets more ass in the toilet seat.
But it is kind of going back to that. It's about the artisanry, and it's about so the bar was built by an artisan. The mural on the wall was painted by an artisan, and there's just that's what it's. I mean, that's what we're about. It's artisanry. We're not here to make 1 million barrels of beer and sell it in blue labeled, circular, bold font packages
Next year
at stadiums.
I mean, look where you guys are doing this whole interview. There's cleaning products right 3 feet from you.
A lot of paper towels right there. Some growlers.
A bunch
we're
of
messy.
shit all over the shelves. A pilot system 3 feet to your right.
Yeah. And a crock pot as well.
That you know what that's for?
Greg's crock pot.
You know what that's for?
Any guesses?
Sausages.
Any guesses?
Dipping
Sausage lemonade.
We melted the wax that we use to dip in our bottles for
the
that one
bottles,
release.
Oh, that's cool.
Shout outs to breweries that have been really helpful to
Oh,
us.
absolutely.
All of the breweries.
All of
So
them.
we got Mackenzie's, who have been, Nate's been awesome.
I give a special shout out to Free Will Brewing for really, really helping us out a couple weeks ago at the Indian Valley Beer Festival.
That was with telling us about the lines on the jockey box.
And then going even bigger, I mean, Victory has been so good to us. It's almost unbelievable.
Oh, cleaning all
they've
those kegs.
Yeah. 200 kegs we got to put them. Well, I don't know if we were supposed to say this, but they.
Ron knows.
Ron
we
knows.
told him.
Yeah. So I mean, they literally saved us. Our kegging machine went down. We couldn't clean our kegs. We brought a truck there, and they cleaned 200 kegs on their multi-million-dollar kegging line. It was an amazing thing.
And I want to throw a shout out to Boxcar, to Jamie, who bailed us out at the Rails and Ales event, and literally took a beer off of their jockey box to give us a Sankey coupler because we forgot to load it out.
Whoops!
I want to give Conshohocken Brewing Company a
huge shout out.
A huge shout out for bailing us out down at the
Philly Navy Yard.
The Philly Naval Yard when we didn't have a wrench.
Naval Yard.
And all we were armed with was chapstick.
Yep. And remember we fixed that? Oh, and they gave us a ball peen hammer to beat
Ball
the
peen
shit
hammer
out
and
of that.
chapstick.
Yeah,
that's what happens.
So they hooked us up.
It has been.
But we're doing the same thing. Like we hooked Stable 12 up.
We pay it forward.
They needed a wrench. They needed some washers, and they never gave us the wrench back.
Yeah, they stole it.
Stable 12. We need our wrench back.
We know you have our.
You've got our wrench, man. We're coming to Phoenixville to get it.
You guys want a bonus beer?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Sure. I'll be right back. This is Craignadún.
A what now?
A Scotch Wee Heavy. This is the pre-aged beer that actually went into our 18-year-old Scotch barrel. However, it doesn't have the Scotch flavor because it didn't go into the Scotch barrel because we're drinking it now, if you know what I mean.
What is it called?
Craignadún. It's a fictional stone structure, kind of like, what's it called, Stonehenge, where a woman in a Starz original series goes back in time 100 years, 200 years, 200 years prior to Revolutionary Wartime Scotland.
Is this real history? Real,
yeah, dog. 1700 Scotch history.
All right, I've got to admit, I have absolutely no idea where we left off or what's going to be in the final episode. So your guess is as good as mine, but fuck it, let's play a game. Wayne, what are we doing? I don't even fucking know anymore.
Oh my god, Dan, that thing you just said like 30 seconds ago was so funny.
I don't doubt that.
Yeah.
I'm a hilarious person.
Cheers to the internet and welcome to Happy Fun Time Games, the only podcast trivia segment that tastes better than your mom's apple pie. Today, we embark upon the continuation of the beertication of the Beer Busters Nation that is everyone's favorite libation or fabrication, in which I give you the name of the beer and you must tell me if the beer is the fake or the real beer. And we will begin in time-modern tradition to my left with Eric. Wait a minute.
Which one?
Which Eric? Eric G.
The one that's to Wayne's left.
Well, people listening don't know that.
Left.
I never
All right.
Right.
Fair enough, yes. Got it. Theater of the mind. Theater of the mind. Okay, so our first beer of the game, Eric G. Tell me, is this real or is it fake? It is called Boom Shaka Lager.
Boom Shaka Lager.
Is that real or is that fake?
Damn good name.
I'm better at this now, guys.
That is a damn good name. I'm going to say that is real.
All right, Eric G saying it's real. Jim, what do you think?
No.
No, it's fake. I'm assuming no means fake.
It's fake.
Okay, fake.
He's really adamant about that.
Yeah, it was pretty, yeah. Moving on to Tim. Boom Shakalaka, real or fake?
Real as yo mama's apple pie.
Real as yo mama's apple pie. Eric S.
I'm going to go fake.
Going with the fake.
And you're right.
2 and 2.
Real, fake,
Steph?
real, fake. I'll say real. Keep the trend going.
I'm going with Steph.
Steph is saying real. And finally, Dan, to my right.
I'll say real.
And we'll say real between
Good
bites.
pattern.
Between bites of
He
schnitzel.
broke the pattern.
So,
We did.
it looks like several people were correct because it was actually real.
Boom shaka lager, shaka lager, shaka lager.
Untapped
It's not
says
on
no.
Untapped, so it's
So it
not
doesn't-
true.
Are you cheating?
Yes.
Fire.
You're not allowed to
You
cheat.
must
Cheat
put
or
your
cheat?
telephonic
That
device
name was
away.
too good.
Not
to
on Untapped.
Cheater.
Well, I don't care if it's on untapped or not. It is a 9% Imperial Lager from Terrapin Brewing in Athens,
Very
Georgia.
nice.
He don't give a shit.
It's volume 11 in Terrapin's side project series of beers, if that helps.
Very nice.
Handcrafted with German malt.
Someone
hops, and
steal his
yeast.
phone.
It is a
Put that away, Jim.
Cheater.
Sorry,
never
not on
prosper.
Untapped. Doesn't exist.
You can't fucking spell. That's your problem.
Listen, everyone knows how to spell boom. B-O-O boom.
It's real, and it will challenge your beer drinking palate and put a smile on your beer drinking face. Yeah. Controversy aside, moving on to the next beer of the game, and Jim the Cheater is going to go first on this one.
I put my phone down.
All right, well, keep an eye on him because I have to read. This beer is called Mash of the Titans. Is that real or fake?
It's such a queer name that somebody must have come up with it already. It's got to be real.
All right, saying that it's real. Tim, is that real or fake?
I'm going to go with fake.
Gonna go with fake, false, tricksy, not true. Eric
Completely unreal.
Completely unreal. A figment of your imagination. Steph, what do you think?
I'm going to say fake.
Oh, we've been in
It
this
sounds like a
saying
beer
fake.
you came up with.
Okay, fair
We've
enough.
been in
Dan.
this game.
I'm going to say real.
Dan is saying real. And finally, Eric, the Jizzy G.
DJ Jizzy G.
That just ain't right. That just ain't right. I'm going fake.
Going fake. Well, you are wrong because it
Damn
is,
it.
in fact, real from Odell Brewing Company.
Sit down, bitches.
Oh, yeah.
Y'all know shit.
Colorado. It's an 8.3% milk stout. Delights the senses
Yummy.
with notes of vanilla and almond in the aroma. A creamy body like your mom's pie. Flavors of chocolate and coffee will
so
have you
appetizing.
asking for more.
Well, here comes the shocker beer.
All right, here comes the shocker. 2 in the pink, 1 in the stink.
Oh, it's actually the Rikosh. It's opposite of that. It's 2 in the stink and 1 in the pink.
Oh, even better, even better.
Oh, I know what that is.
Speaking of Untapped, Corey P. on Untapped had this to say about Mash of the Titans. Shit would be dank up in some cupcakes. Just saying.
Wow.
Wait, up in, like, making
Up
cupcakes?
in
in
some
it.
cupcakes.
Probably your
Oh,
mom's.
wow.
And in your mom's
Shit would be
cupcake.
dank up in them chocolate salty balls.
Oh, yeah.
Moving on
Wow.
to our next beer of the game. This is
Patty!
devolving
Patty!
so quickly. Tim is going to guess first on this one. And this beer is called Imperial Star Wars reference barrel-aged Old Jesus Unicorn hop punch with exotic berries or something. Wait, what?
Or something.
Oh, come on.
Is that real or fake?
You know it's real.
Saying it's real. Imperial Star Wars reference barrel-aged Old Jesus Unicorn hop pun with exotic berries or something. Real or fake?
It's too long to be fake, so that's real.
Saying that it is real. Moving on to Steph.
I'm going to say real.
Steph is going to say real, and Dan?
I'm going to say fake.
Dan is going to say fake with a quizzical tone.
What's the name of it again?
And Eric G. It is Imperial Star Wars reference barrel-aged Old Jesus Unicorn hop pun with exotic berries or something.
For real.
Well, you skipped the jizzy.
I'm going to have to say that is really
Saying
fake.
it's real.
Really fake.
Oh, really fake.
Really
Faked you
fake.
out, really fake. And Jim, I already forgot what you said.
Fake as shit.
Fake as shit. F-A-S. Well, you are correct. It is fake as shit. It is not real. It is just a string of words that I put together.
I noticed you used unicorn in there.
What? Yeah, because unicorn. Yeah.
Can I just say Jim just took a sip of this beer and just said this is bullshit?
No, I said it's like drinking a fucking sausage.
I thought you said this is
drinking-
bullshit.
No.
Oh,
Well,
it
this
smells
beer-
like a sausage.
No,
Is
this beer
bullshit.
is
This
like
beer
nothing.
is sausage.
Sausage lemon.
Look, this
S-A-U-S-A-G-E.
isn't. Look,
It's
we're
pretty good.
biased,
Shit,
obviously.
tastes like
We
sausage.
brew it, but this beer is like nothing I've ever drank in my life.
Listen, guys, we said we were experimental,
Yeah.
and this beer, this sausage,
Sausage.
lemonade, or limonade,
Look at
It's a
Steph.
sausage
lemonade, this is all
Look
shit.
at
I don't
Steph.
think we're done the game yet.
No, we're not.
No,
done.
let's go, let's go.
But it's
More.
fine. It's fine. The sidebars are okay.
We'll sausage soon.
Sausage.
Moving
Sausage
on.
party.
Tell him the name.
It's
The
intense.
Sausage lemonade.
You were supposed to eat this with your
yeah.
German food.
Ah, shit.
That's it. Good
And
night.
More schnitzel!
I think Eric of the S variety
All right, let's do this.
is first on this next beer. And this next beer is called Me, My Spelt, and Rye. Real or fake?
That is, it's creative. I'm going to say you made that one up. It's fake.
All right, saying that one is fake. Steph, what do
I'm
you
going to
think?
say real because I just noticed that Eric hasn't gotten any of them right yet.
I'm 0 for all of them.
That is true, yes.
Big gopher.
Moving over to Dan, real or fake?
One more time.
That's not the name of the beer.
Sounded like you vomited.
Sausage.
It was a little bit.
Me, myself, and rye. Is that what it was?
Yes. You remembered. Why'd you ask?
Because I had to be reminded. Well, I'm going to say... Because somebody said me, myself. Anyway,
what's your
fake.
answer? Dan is saying that is fake. Eric,
I'm going to say fake.
saying fake on that one. Jim,
Fake as shit.
fake as shit. And
Where's your phone?
Finally, Tim.
I'm going to go ahead and say
Face
real.
down.
Too
Saying
specific. Spelt
real.
rye.
Too
brewer.
specific.
Too Pacific.
It is, in fact, real.
Oh,
Getting that one correct.
y'all. Yes, y'all.
From Cambridge Brewing Company, and you'll never guess, Cambridge, Massachusetts. It's a 4.5% barrel-aged Saison with malted spelt rye and
I may
Brettanomyces.
have actually had that beer.
I done told you, it's too specific.
Originally a massive collaboration with a bunch of other brewers. It's an old school Saison. It's got some bugs going on, etc., etc. I don't know what that means, but that's what they called it.
That's where it took your mom last night.
Moving on, and I think Steph is going first on this one. And this beer is called...
I have had it. Look, me, myself, and rye. I've had that.
Oh, it
beer.
exists.
That was
So
one of
there's
your
a little
18 chickens.
There's a little star next to it. That means I had it.
That's right.
Very nice.
Does that mean you only gave it 1 star?
No, I gave 4 stars. I
But
had it at T-Bellum
have you
in
had?
August of 2012.
Have you had? Could you have had? Is it real or is it fake? Dry Humpkin.
Oh, that's...
I better be real because I hope you didn't come up with that.
I'm just saying that
I
is
like it.
real. Dan, what do you think?
If it's fake, we're using it.
I will say fake.
Dan is saying fake.
Fabrication.
Eric with a G.
It's got to be real.
Got to be real. Jim, fake as shit or real as fuck?
Real as fuck.
Real as fuck. And Tim, what do you think?
I'm going to go fake as shit.
Gonna go fake as
Yeah, you
shit.
can't say that shit. The government doesn't allow that.
The government. That's true.
The government does not allow that.
I forgot about that.
There is that.
Eric with an S.
Not a real licensed beer.
This is the last one, right?
No, there's one more after this.
cool.
Good.
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go real.
Nice.
Going real, good strategy because it is. In fact, real. Finally on the scoreboard.
On the board.
Dry Humpkin is real. It is from Cigar City in Florida. It's an 8.5% pumpkin ale. It's actually their Good Gourd Imperial Pumpkin Ale. Dry hopped.
And the
Get it?
TTP did approve that.
With toasted pumpkin seeds and cacao nibs.
Cacao.
Hey, man.
Pair it with pumpkin soup, pumpkin pie, and costume parties. Moving on to our final beer of the game.
Dry Humpkin.
And, yep, there it is. Dan is going to guess first on this one, and the last beer is called...
Not your mama's sausage.
Sausage for your mama.
Sausage lemonade.
That's a real beer. It's in my glass right now. Our last beer of the game is called...
Sausage lemonade? You like it?
Fat Guys, We Heavy.
Fat guys, we heavy.
I get it.
Fake. Hannah's saying that's fake. Eric G.
I will say it's fake as well.
Saying fake as well.
It's called
Jim.
Fat Guy We Heavy.
Fat Guys, We Heavy.
Or that guy's wee heavy. Whatever you want.
Fat Guys.
Fat guys.
It's real.
Saying it's real? Okay. Tim, what do you think?
I'm going to go with real.
Gonna go with real. Eric's
Fake as shit.
fake ass shit. And finally, Steph.
I'm going to say fake.
Steph has the unfair advantage of being able to see the scoreboard so she can strategize. It is, in fact, fake as shit. Not real.
Bullshit.
This is bullshit.
But Fat Guys are, in
Get
fact,
all the easy ones.
He popping on
So we're going to add up the scores real quick and see who our big winner is. And we have a motherfucking German sparkle party up in this bitch.
Pink sparkle.
There it is.
Nice.
With 4 points apiece in a three-way tie for first place. Eric with a G. Steph and Dan coming in the next place down after
nice.
that
You go eat.
is Jim with 3 points. And tied with 2 points apiece at the very bottom of everything is Tim and Eric.
You suck!
Fuck you guys. Nice job.
Go to patreon.com/beerbusters to be awesome.
Do it. So before we get into Know Your Beers, there's another beer that we sort of referenced during the game. We're having a sausage party. Sort of. Sausage lemonade.
Sausage.
I'm sorry, I cannot drink this. I can't do it.
Just what we were looking
I'm
for.
willing to share.
Is it not vegan friendly?
It's odd.
It's
Talk
a
about
smoke
this
beer,
one a bit.
Okay, let's do that.
So this is called sausage lemonade, which is in fact what you're tasting.
Okay.
It tastes like
Quite literally.
Yeah, it tastes like a Rauch beer mixed with lemonade.
It tastes like Lebanon bologna, or what I remember Lebanon
It's a little bit of
bologna tastes
Lebanon bologna, but like with a citrus thing going on.
Lebanon bologna.
That's not a good thing.
So the goal with this beer was actually, in fact, the style is called a Grodzki, which is a Polish smoked wheat ale. Mm-hmm. So I don't know if you guys have had a Grodzki before, but Americanized Grodzki versions are just really American sours with slightly smoked flavor. This is actually a supremely smoked mesquite smoked malt that is actually floor malted by Hamilton Distillers Whiskey Del Bach out of Arizona. Tucson, Arizona, to be exact.
Tucson.
Oh, you mean Tucson, Arizona. Anywho, I mean, so Tucson sent up this malt, mesquite smoked barley, and we made this Grodzki American style, Merca. So what we did was we figured our brewery manager wanted to make it like you were dipping a sausage into a lemonade on a fine summer day.
Is that something that
exactly what it is.
does?
Well, if it's going to be that
Every
kind of
day.
a party, I'm going to dip my dick in this lemonade.
So it's a mesquite smoked American sour wheat ale.
Wow.
Boom.
Wow.
It's meant to push the envelope. It's meant to
It pushes
assault
the
your
envelope.
taste buds.
Yes.
And
You
it's
know-
meant to see where we can go with everything smoked.
What's interesting is, like, the more you drink of it, you become more acclimated to the smoke.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And you start to get, like, the lemonade character a little more.
Yeah.
And it becomes a little less, like, intense.
The first sip is the toughest.
The
but
first
once
sip,
you get past that,
it, yes.
The first sip is the toughest.
80s montage.
No, but this is kind of a beer that I hesitated to allow to be brewed in our brew house. However, it really so what really happened, what really kind of enticed me to allow it was the fact that it was a craft malt from Arizona, which, I mean, how many places do you find in Arizona, or the country for that matter, that are floor malting grain and using 100% of it in their whiskeys or other products? So
Deer
we
Creek.
decided to bring it up.
Other than
And
our,
Deer
you know,
Creek.
our very own local Deer Creek.
Our very own local Deer Creek.
So we went with it, and we tried it, and we said, this could be a dumper. Could go right down the drain, or it could go in people's mouths.
Or both.
Or both.
We're on that.
It is polarizing. It's 50-50.
Quite polarized.
And the
It tastes divisive.
what we've received so far is it's either a 4+ or a 1.
Negative 40.
Literally a polarizing beer.
Yeah. It's strange. I will say it's strange, but I like it. I don't know
Well
how much of it
played.
I could drink, but
This is one of those
Just
things
one.
where if you sat and drank it, I feel like anyone who's interested in a new smoked beer could drink a pint and would absolutely drink no more. So, with that, we will move on to
Know Your Beer. That's what we're going to move
Know
on
Your
to.
No. Know your beers.
Steph, I got a surprise for you.
Live music.
Now it's in a clip. So,
great
what do we
music.
have?
So since we've been tasting and will be tasting more barrel-aged beers, I thought it would be fun to talk about some barrel aging tips for our brewer friends.
All right.
We're going to get some tips from some medal-winning pros in the brewing industry from an article written by Dawson Raspusi in BYO Magazine, our favorite homebrewing magazine. Matt Van Wyck, the brewmaster of Oakshire Brewing in Eugene, Oregon, uses any type of oak barrels he can get, but he prefers previously emptied barrels to get an added complexity. He finds that new oak can be very aggressive and overpowering. When reusing spirit barrels, he finds that residual sweetness in the beer often helps with the finish balance. Oak tends to dry out flavors in beer, so some sweetness left behind helps. Van Wyck ages anywhere from 2 to 3 months up to 2 to 3 years, depending on the base beer and what overall effect is desired. He uses bourbon barrels only once because the flavor impact is so much lower in the second aging. I found that interesting. Sometimes it's not even worth it. Plus, infection potential is greater each time you fill. With wine,
isn't necessarily a bad thing.
touche. With wine barrels, he keeps using them until anything negative occurs. For homebrewers, Van Wyck recommends to keep everything clean, which Tim does a good job at, and keep experimenting with wood types, aging times, and beer styles. You never know when you'll hit that aha moment.
So wait, I've got a question.
It's pronounced AAA.
All right, I'm good. No, so when you go for wine versus bourbon barrels, besides the flavor difference, so if he keeps using wine, do wine barrels have more of a lasting effect?
That ended right at the right moment.
That was pretty short.
Interesting you say that. I would say I would like to pretend like I know. However, I haven't used wine barrels enough to exhaust their flavors. Bourbon barrels I've used several times. We've used here at Levante Brewing and have not yet exhausted their flavor either. So we would not be the right people to ask on how long it takes. However, I've heard industry standard is 2 uses from each type of barrel.
Okay.
That may be incorrect. You could check my sources.
I would think like the bourbon flavor is you would expect would be more intense, so maybe it might
Then
linger
wine.
more. But I would also imagine wine might be more soaking. If that makes
wine.
sense.
I feel like wine would
I
stain
don't
the
know.
barrels more, and the flavor would be left
it
in
would
the
just
wood
be
longer.
because it's harder to clean out of clothes than bourbon. I don't
And if
know.
you think about the types of beers that you typically put in a wine barrel versus a bourbon barrel, they're
true.
typically less intense beer styles. So
Sure,
that could have
sure.
something.
I mean, they're
You're
exhausting
gonna
the
need,
barrel.
you're going to need more bourbony goodness to really affect an imperial stout than a saison.
That's
You also
true.
have to take into effect the size of the barrels. So wine barrels are larger than the typical bourbon barrel, so you might get a little more out of wine for several reasons. This could be a scientific explanation that we need from someone.
If there are any
experiment.
scientists out there, info@beerbusterspodcast.com.
or anybody who just wants to
Any
give us a bourbon and a wine barrel.
Yeah.
Yeah, or 10.
Or 10.
Well, and this is
We'll give it a
just
shot.
one brewmaster.
Right.
What
It's,
they
so
do.
it's only one. But that was the question. Sorry, just had a question. Steph, continue.
Just one dumbass doesn't
So-
know what he's talking about.
That's me. I filled that
guy.
role.
So Adam Shiflett and his brothers Jason and Tyler from Brothers Brewing in Harrisonburg, Virginia.
Ooh, Harrisonburg.
There's good beers in Harrisonburg.
A lot of those.
They age everything from Belgian styles to stouts to porters, anything that will create an interesting profile. And sometimes it works, and they admit sometimes it doesn't. They reuse everything from your standard bourbon barrels to rum, tequila, wine, port, cognac, for all different projects, and they use all the barrels for at least 2 separate beers.
Boom.
So what they'll do is after the contributions of the spirit and wood diminish slightly after the first use, then they shift over to more subtle aging or to a wild beer.
Boom.
Again, aging times vary. Some beers like Resolute, which is their popular bourbon barrel Russian Imperial Stout, are aged for over 10 months to pick up a ton of the vanilla characteristic and the mouthfeel gained from the wood and to give the bourbon a long time to mellow out. Beers that age in rum or tequila barrels, on the other hand, are only aged a couple weeks. It really boils down to tasting and seeing where it's at. When homebrewing, they advise to be cautious about how much oak you use. One of the most difficult things to do is balance a beer. You can easily make a beer taste like the base beer with a shot of spirit in it, which isn't always what you want. Time is generally your friend, so let it age things out and don't rush it.
Mellow.
That's right. One more opinion. Dave Colt and Clay Robinson from Sun King Brewing Company in Indiana. They put cream ales, Belgian ales, Scotch ales, lagers, porters, stouts, pretty much anything except hoppy beers into barrels. They're not picky when it comes to the barrels, though they mostly use bourbon barrels, given their proximity to Kentucky, of course. But they also have some barrels that previously held wine, Scotch, rum, and tequila. They try to make sure that the style of beer is going to marry well with the flavors of the barrel. Bourbon or spirit barrels are only used once there because most of the flavor, again, is extracted in the first batch, they say. The barrel then goes into their souring program. Sun King says that barrel aging is a process and isn't for someone who demands results right away. The best advice is, quote, patience, young grasshopper, patience. To learn more about barrel aging, click on the red banner on beerbusterspodcast.com for your free copy of Brew Your Own Magazine.
Yes, definitely do that.
Dropping some knowledge.
Drop in some knowledge bombs. That's what
Kicking
Steph
some
does.
new
She is the
knowledge.
educated one of the three of us when it comes to beer. Very
We
nice.
are not allowed to have tequila barrels here because if I consume tequila, I become naked.
That's sounds about right. You know what's actually funny is that
Somebody get some tequila right now.
I don't drink a lot of liquor, but I do not like
Can we
tequila.
give a shout out to the food truck guy for a moment?
Absolutely. Yeah, sure,
You want to
absolutely.
come in?
What's up, man?
Come on.
Hey, look who it is!
Hey, it's the food guy.
It's the guy that fed me 2 schnitzels tonight.
Yeah.
Das ist der Schnitzel guy.
Wait, you don't look like Sterling.
Hello, everybody. Yeah, representing
So what's your name?
the Flying Dutchman. My name's Alex. Alex Vega, yeah.
All right. Doesn't sound very German.
The Flying Dutchman food truck tonight. We're here every Friday here at Levante, beautiful Levante out here in Westchester. And yeah, I just wanted to say hello to everybody listening, and that, you know, if you guys are down for some hella good bratwurst or schnitzels, you know, you want some schnitzels, a bratwurst, some currywurst, some brockeltafeln. I honestly only started 3 months ago, so I'm not entirely sure how to say everything on the menu yet.
You're doing
a better job than I was.
Well, thanks, guys.
Yes.
Das ist gut. I had 2 Wiener Schnitzels. Thank you. They were amazing.
Oh, you're more than welcome. Good.
My favorite restaurant in the world is Brauhaus Schmitz, and you're like right up there with them.
Oh, well, we're a little bit better, you know, but that's okay.
Well,
we won't hold against you.
Don't get carried away.
Big difference is you could show up at my doorstep. Brauhaus can't.
That's
true.
very,
You are
very
mobile.
true. And segueing into that, private
Yes.
parties are definitely something that the Flying Dutchman does. So if anyone's interested, we're on Facebook, we're on Twitter, Instagram. Blow us up on social media. We'd love to hear you guys, you know, anything you have to say about our food or our events or anything like that. So
Yes.
thank you guys for letting me, you know, speak my piece. All right, I'm gonna let
been
it
a
go at
long
that point.
podcast.
I'm gonna mic drop at this point.
All right,
yeah.
well, Flying Dutchman,
been here for
check
too
him out.
long. Yeah, signing out, Flying Dutchman. You know, look us up, come eat our food, all that good stuff.
Dude, keep making that schnitzel,
Very much
dude.
recommended. Yay!
Keep making that schnitzel.
Schnitzel.
I'm going to hit a button because I feel like it's weird if I don't hear this. Round 1800
Pale
fight.
ale brew,
Yes,
honey.
I was going to say it's more than round.
So we've been talking for so long. Let's
Lemon.
drink some beer.
Hummus.
Yeah.
Yeah, what's up next?
I mean, they're arguing about something down there, and
Yeah, I don't
hummus
know.
got
There's-
involved.
somebody got a
hummus.
All right, Tim, it's time for you to get back to work.
Yeah.
Get to
Awesome.
the goodie cart.
So an
Yeah.
idea.
What's next?
Yeah, what's on the goodie cart? Are we in the barrel aged portion?
What is this?
I don't know.
Don't drink it yet. Come on.
Is it on my paper?
Is it the Ranger Rye?
What if I already drank it before you said that?
Then you can tell me what.
It smells a little lagery.
Let's play this game. You tell me what this beer tastes like. And
Is
I'll
it
tell you
one
what
of the
is.
ones we haven't had yet that is on the list?
So you pick,
I can't say.
Or did you randomly pick something
you
else?
pick off the list. Tell us what it is.
You have not had this.
It's definitely not the Imperial Vanilla Stout.
off the list.
We can
Right,
knock
we can
that
knock
one
that
out
one.
right away. It can't be the Dippa. It's not very dank.
No.
Definitely not Dippa.
It's not the sour. It's not sour.
Testing your guys' palates.
I
This is a
think
fun
it's the
game.
Ranger Rye. If it's one of the beers that's left, that's the only one that makes sense.
It tastes like
missing
plums.
one.
to
Wait a
me.
minute.
You're missing one.
It tastes like
Here's-
plums.
I don't get rye
Is it
out
the?
of it. I
It
get-
has to be the triple.
I get the heat out of a barrel aged, but I'm thinking it's triple. It's
the triple.
Duke.
That's
it's
right.
the Duke.
You guys are good.
No,
you
I-
won.
I accidentally crossed off the triple.
Tell them what they've won, Bob.
You guys
You
have
won
won
some triple.
some more beer. So this is, in fact,
The
Duke barrel aged in Sauvignon Blanc barrels. Interestingly enough to us, this is the first Sauvignon Blanc barrel aged beer that we've tried, and love it. Ever tried Sauvignon Blanc before? It's
Probably.
reeks of mango
Once or
and
twice.
No, I don't
tropical fruit and just beautifulness. If you never had a Sauvignon Blanc wine, buy one. Buy one from CK Mondavi's.
This is 11%.
Oh shit!
Fuck me sideways.
Yeah.
We don't mess around.
Unofficially 11.7%, but we have to list 11.
You rounded down.
Yeah. With every barrel aged beer comes a margin of error. Normally take about 0.5% that it can kind of range up or down. So we went ahead with 11 only because it could be 11.5, it could be even more. However, so this is our triple aged with our Trappist blend of yeast, which we started a program this past winter in 2015, getting into a bunch of Trappist ales, and the Trappist blend that we used for the triple was reused in this beer and then put in a barrel and aged 6 months. I hope you guys like it, but the Sauv Blanc should really come through. It should taste like a wine.
Yeah.
It tastes like a wine and booze.
I get a lot of like plum fruity notes from it.
It's got like
that
a
are really
lingering like warmth, which is very kind of nice. Yeah,
Wine booziness.
But not like a burning warmth.
But not like a burning warmth.
Yeah.
No, like a.
And that
I have a pleasant warmth in my
soothing.
mouth.
There
Like
it is.
Robitussin.
Yeah, exactly. Like this, like in your chest.
What did
is
you
this
say?
nice, comforting.
Can you
She
repeat
didn't say
that,
anything.
please?
I have a pleasant warmth in my mouth.
Oh, very nice.
Wait,
Not-
I
I've
didn't
not-
hear that. Can you say that one more time?
I have a pleasant warmth in my mouth.
Wow.
I have not
Thank
experienced
you.
that myself. So this may go back to our previous conversation about barrels and what they impart into beer. Over time, and maybe the listeners would be interested in this, it went from a very classic Belgian triple style ale, from a blend of Trappist ale yeast, very kind of fruity, right? We put it back in. We put it into the Sauvignon Blanc barrels. It got even fruitier, and the barrel itself smelled like literally like fucking dried mango. It was awesome, like crystallized. You guys ever had dried mango out of a bag?
Ooh,
Oh
it's
my
fun.
gosh, like a
Mango
brown
would be
paper bag.
Brown paper bag.
No, but seriously, so
Fruity
it
pebbles.
the barrel itself smelled like dried mango. We put the beer in there, and it smelled the entire time and tasted fruity. As we went on in the aging process, it gained more oak flavor and less fruitiness, and that's what you taste now. So if I had my druthers, I would age this about 3 months, and I would have it come out just tasting and smelling like a fucking mango. And it would.
That wasn't a comment on the beer. I just swallowed it funny.
Sorry you don't like the beer, Wayne.
No, I actually really do.
It's fine, man.
We'll try
Please
harder
leave.
next time.
We'll just dump it.
Try
Dump it.
harder.
Dump it.
What do you guys think?
It's very good.
I'm okay
with.
with criticisms.
I like that it's fruity and boozy, but not hot boozy. But
Right.
and then it's got that, like I said, that afterglow warmth going on. It's almost like a weird, like it's got a summariness to the flavor, but it's got the feel of like a good winter beer.
Oh, I hear you. I hear
You know what I
you.
mean?
Versatile.
Well, maybe
It's a versatile beer.
You
Yeah.
know, and that may come from, and maybe we could talk a little bit about this. What styles do you drink all year round? In the summer, you're not really drinking the triple.
I don't know if
In
I
the winter,
drink one
I am
kind
drinking a
year
triple.
round though.
It depends. Sometimes you drink with the seasons. Sometimes you drink what you feel like drinking. if you're
Yeah,
in the
for
mood
me, it's
for
all
it.
about mood. Like I'm the kind of person that'll drink a porter in the middle of July when it's 95 and 1,000%.
If you're in the mood for it.
Yeah.
When's the last
I
time
mean,
you
and
did
it's,
triple?
it's 2016. We got heating and air conditioning. We can make it feel like whatever season we want.
Whatever
When we're
fucking
sitting around
season
drinking
you
beer.
want it to be. You guys want to go on a new beer?
Absolutely,
Sure.
please.
Sure.
What do we got up next? Or is this a guessing game again?
Well, we should play another guessing game.
All right.
guess.
Do you guys like that?
Yeah, that was fun. I mean, our
Little
audience.
games
I
or
think
play
I-
just the
like-
just the sip.
Okay.
Just
Just
this.
this
I
one's a
like
good
it.
one.
I'm
Invented.
going to remember
That's
that.
happening now.
Oh, this is hoppy. It smells amazing.
Oh, this is special. This is a special beer.
Special beer.
Special?
This would be the
Special beer.
Green Horizon Double IPA.
Limited once a year. Anniversary release.
Ooh.
Except when it's in cans. Then it'll be out all the time.
Nope. Once a year.
Once a year?
Once
Yep.
a year.
While supplies last.
Yep, you'll come here and wait in a
Get it
line that's
now.
1,000 people long, motherfuckers. I gotta have some, god damn it! I need it for the beer trade scene. I need one to drink, one to store, and one to trade.
Fooled y'all because this is the bourbon bullet train.
Well, then
We know what we're doing here.
you have done
Levante.
something very wrong.
You guys suck.
You know, I gotta say, this isn't like an overly hoppy double IPA. It's got the body that you want out of it, but it doesn't have the blow your taste
No,
buds
it's
off hoppiness.
It's hoppy. It's just not overly bitter.
Yeah, very good.
Right.
It's very
It's
hoppy.
dank.
It's
Correct.
very
What a
hoppy
beautiful
and
model
dank. It's
for a
not
double
It's
IPA.
overly
just not
bitter.
overly bitter.
The
Yeah.
aroma is there.
I would say it's one of the
It's so
best
good.
IPAs in the galaxy.
It's so good. I see what you did there.
Well played.
You see what I did there?
I see what you did there. But
So
it's
what do you
amazing.
guys see coming on the horizon for Levante Brewing?
I think it's going to be
So
some
there's
green
two
stuff.
of the hops. What's the other ones?
Would you guys say you like
Would
to
you say
paint
it's
a
gonna be
picture,
like
maybe
a-
even a mosaic of beers?
or a
It
cascade
starts
of
with
alkaloids, or
and it ends in
I'm
aic.
trying to guess. He already said mosaic.
Interesting.
Was it? Oh,
Yeah. So would you say that there's a lot of citrus character in this?
Does it come out once every 100 years? Would you say it's centennial?
just a little tidbit on distribution for this beer. It did make it out to about 25 different locations. Some of our best clients, best accounts that we have. So It's going to be around for a little while. Get it while you can.
It's there now.
It's there now.
It's there
Just
now.
do it.
It might not be there tomorrow.
Yep. So.
It's going to be Green Horizon. Drink it. You might die
Green
tomorrow.
Horizon.
There's the East Coast IPA thing going on, and to me that is like this pillow of hops that just like it hits your tongue and just it floats there. And I think this has that, in my humble opinion.
Yeah.
And so
it's more on the like dank and like funky hop side than it is like the crisp.
Oh, DAS, dude.
Yeah.
Pillow of
Dank
hops.
as shit.
Dank as shit.
Love that.
Listen, man.
Guess where that's going?
I don't know about you guys and
You know
how
what
you
Dank as fuck. It's DAF. It's Daft Punk.
Hey, how do you guys?
What's going on?
All right, here.
Hey,
so
man.
there's a scale. There's a scale of how I measure a hoppy beer and its quality. Listen, earlier
I
we
call
were
them
at,
international bittering units.
IBUs.
Damn it, you made that
For
up.
short.
You made that shit up.
I did.
Let's call it
there's no
IBUs
such thing.
for short.
Hey, man.
We went to the bottle room earlier today, and I call it the international burping units. So it's how well you feel your hop burp presents itself. So if you drink a really dank ass hoppy beer and you burp and you get that dank ass hoppy flavor back in your burp, it's like kind of like garlic. That is a good
Garlic.
beer. For real though, you guys like this? You think it's a
Yes.
good beer?
Amazing.
Thank you. Well, we will release it every year.
So I think we have 3 beers.
Man.
Devolving. All right, where we got now? Are we still playing the game? Are they going to guess this one?
Ooh.
We are still playing
the game.
This is
Got
some
You guys,
good
guess
shit
you guys want to know
coming down.
about barrels? Here's a little about something about barrel.
These beers were cold 4 hours ago.
You don't want to serve this beer cold.
Cold-ish. Actually, it's probably at the optimal temperature right now
Oh yeah.
of 46.7 degrees.
Perfect.
Damn, you're a
Optimal.
I
thermometer.
want everyone
I
to
am.
observe this pour.
It's very nice.
Who
That's
wants it?
perfect. I'll take it. This is the bourbon barrel rye ale.
Oh, very nice.
This is a good one.
Do I win?
This one,
You win.
This one makes me whistle.
There's a nice like vanilla character to it.
There is, yeah. And it actually works with like the spicy wryness.
This is one of my favorite beers I've ever made. Now, the Whistle
Ever.
Pig one is better,
It's better.
but the rye just it just works with the bourbon barrels. It really does.
Yeah. And it does like the spice and the vanilla sweetness,
It's a beautiful
oakiness.
concoction.
Yeah. It's an interesting.
This one's going places.
Oh, yeah.
My liver.
Yes.
My liver.
In my belly.
Right on out.
We're drinking the rye beer. So the rye beer has been aged. All right, so it's not even the fact that it's been aged in bourbon barrels, which it has been, but it's the fact that it was aged afterwards. So
Yes.
bourbon barrel aged beers tend to carry, depending how long you age them, a little bit of booziness and a little bit of harshness from the oak. But this has been aged afterwards in the keg, cold, carbonated. So we kind of this keg is months old. I mean, I could read the date for you, but it's at least 12 months.
1979.
Shake
Down.
I'm sorry, at least 8 months old. So you get a lot of complexities from the oak. You get a little bit, and this is not a bad thing, oxidation from age, but you also get some of those like vanillas, everything from the bourbon barrel itself.
Yeah, the first thing I got was the vanilla. It was awesome.
You got vanilla.
Oh,
Good,
yeah.
good.
How long was it in the barrel before it went into the keg 8 months ago?
It was in the barrel 6 months, and has been aged in the keg since November 18th, 2015.
Nice.
Boom.
Nice.
Last year.
Wow.
So that aging, and this is the only keg of its kind right now, but that aging kind of brought out this mellowness in it, I think. And we've had our Ranger Rye Ale aged in Whistle Pig barrels, which is pretty cool and awesome, but nothing like this. I mean, we're not old enough to have a mellow aged beer like this, because this may or may not have been brewed before we were opened.
Did you taste it before it went, or while you were kegging it, as it came out of the barrel?
We did, and a lot changed. So coming out of the bourbon barrel, it was boozy. It had some of that vanilla, but it just was really lots of booze. I mean, if you imagine taking mixing a rye beer shot with a Jack Daniels or a Heaven Hill or whatever type of bourbon or sour mash whiskey you want to think of, it was that. But given damn near a year, what, at least 6 months.
So what are we drinking now?
This is the long-delayed Monterosso.
Monterosso.
This is not the quad.
Definitely not the quad.
This is
A
good.
fine town in Italy along
It
the
is good,
coast
actually, yeah.
of Cinque Terre. This is the Monterosso. This is our Belgian amber or specialty ale aged in Pinot Noir casks on sweet cherries and cranberries
Ooh.
on several buggies. 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 Since February. So that would make us, what, 7 months?
6 months.
6 months.
Because it is August.
Because it
very
is
good.
August.
So you're tasting something we pulled off of a beer that is not quite what we need it to be yet. However, we pulled it off for our anniversary. This is meant to age 18 months.
Really?
Yes.
But you can.
So you got it
sense-
1/3 of the
you
way.
can sense the horse blanket coming
What do
around.
you, what do you
Going,
expect at that 18 months? Because right now this is it's very balanced. It's not overly sour.
It's
Do
a
you
little
think
sweet, though.
It's a
It
little
is
sweet. Yeah.
touch
Do you-
sweet.
the
That's
sweetness
one
you think would die off? Do you
Yes.
think it would pick up more
You know-
more tartness?
I would think it would get a little tartar, a little funkier, a little.
There are dextrins. There are, dead yeast. There are all kinds of things that, your sour, funkiest guys would think about that are going to happen over the next, however many, 12 months.
4 years.
They're going to happen over the next 12 months that are
Millennia.
going to make this thing more lactic-y, sour. I mean, there's two types of bread in there. There's lacto, there's pedio, there's a sherry yeast, there's ale yeast, which is long dead. But all of it's feeding off each other, and all the dextrins and everything that's in the fruit, and the fruit is just being depleted of everything that it has, color, sugars, everything. So over the next few months, we'll probably see a little bit more lactic acid, and over the next few months after that, probably a little more barnyard funk, a little more horse blanket, a little more,
If you will.
hay. It's an experiment, is what it is. It's something that we put in a barrel. We pulled a 6-stall off just to say thank you for all of your support. We pulled this off, and I'll maybe fucked up the barrel for you. Probably didn't.
I will say this one has changed the most.
No, it has. It's changed the
I mean-
most, and the thing is, this was the beginning of our
That's
fruit
fine.
re-fermentation concept, and a lot of brewers will poo-poo on putting actual fruit in the barrel and letting it age. There are some that don't shy away from that, like Free Will, and that can make a great beer if you just let it happen. Some are scared to do that.
Gotta give it time.
Yeah, just give it time, see how it works out. If it tastes like shit at the end, so it tastes like shit at the end. It was one barrel, But this is something that is an experiment, and it's going the way we want it to go.
I mean, the cool thing is we try these things like every couple weeks, and at first it was horrendous.
It was disgusting.
It was disgusting.
It tasted like rotting fruit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, I
In a
mean,
bathtub.
the more we age it, it just gets more complex and more interesting, and we're going to keep rolling with it.
And that's the whole thing. I mean, you can learn from a book or from another brewer, and that's great. We like to learn here from all that, but also by doing. So if we want to, try a fruit re-fermentation project, we're gonna do it, and we're gonna take that 18 months and see how it happens. And then if that works out, we're gonna order fucking 50 barrels and fill them up with sweet cherries and cranberries and
Yum.
bugs. And actually, what's funny enough is we meant to put sour cherries in this, but we couldn't locate sour cherries at the time, so we put sweet cherries and cranberries to balance out the sour.
It's a good idea.
But it actually ended up really fun.
This is very good. It's actually, I like it right now. I can tell it's going to get more interesting. But what's cool about it is it goes down easy, but it still has complexity to it. It drinks really easy, and it's kind of actually almost crisp and quenching.
You can almost, and if you come back 12 months from now,
Yeah.
a year from now,
Seems to be
Say-
the pattern.
So
Yes,
I think
seems to be
that
that.
should happen.
Schedule it now.
you should hopefully be able to taste this, and it will hopefully take on a completely different. It'll be at a completely different level. So
Yeah.
the complexity that you taste will probably turn into sour,
Yeah.
pucker, sweet tart, that type of shit. And then the Brettanomyces that's in there is gonna just eat up everything that's left, and it's gonna be really dry.
Yeah.
And you might get some more oak from the barrel.
Right.
So it's that. That stuff is going to happen over many, many months, and then it may be blended out with something. So, we might taste the original, or we might blend it out with a brand new Saison or a Brett Saison or something that lends
Sort of-
itself to that.
Yeah.
It'd be interesting to see what happens
But
that one.
I'm excited
Definitely.
for you guys to come back next year and
Yeah.
see these projects that you can put a name to. See how they got blended with other things. You know?
With other things.
Yeah.
Bugs.
Yes,
I
bugs.
believe we
Name of
have
the bugs.
one
There's
last beer,
one
one
more.
final
drink this,
beer.
Can we
Guys want a
drink this
full pour?
goddamn vanilla stout already?
Yeah, no.
We're gonna go with a 20-ounce pour in this one.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
You guys are so ornery.
So after
What it is.
Against all odds.
against all odds, we've made it to the final beer.
This is beer
Thank
number
you for those of
400.
you that
thus
made it to
far.
this point.
To the end of the list.
With a little luck, this will actually sound
And for
coherent
those that want to know, it's actually been 4 hours. Thank
this
you,
goes
Dan.
on-
3.5 so far.
3.5 hours.
3:33 and 25 seconds.
Well, it's been 4
Plus-
hours since we started recording.
Plus when we paused and went on
Oh,
a
because
tour.
we went
and
to
recorded
drink
video.
barrels.
We went and got food at
That was
one
a
point.
guy-
Guys, I
Killer
just want
tour.
to say, we made it. I appreciate it, guys. You made it through all these beers. You hung out with us.
We did.
Appreciated us.
It's fun.
Maybe not.
It's
But,
not quite yet. You're like,
Put up with our bullshit for 4 hours.
we put up with your bullshit, and now let's have the bullet.
I see what you did there.
This is what you saw back in those High West barrels.
This is really
in the
good.
rear of the building.
It's very nice. A little dollop of like vanilla ice cream. Vanilla bean.
And funny you say that.
Get the root beer flow people back.
So we had a beer dinner at Kildare's. The chef, Steph, at Kildare's, she had this idea where you would take a glass of this Bullet Train and put a dabble of vanilla ice cream in it. It was fucking amazing.
I'm sure it was.
It was
I
incredible.
bet. Sounds like it would be really good.
Sounds great.
And someone thought it was wise to do a Irish car bomb, but instead of Guinness, do Bullet Train.
Like a pint?
Yes.
Yes.
No,
Yeah, well,
yeah.
Yeah.
like a
So
a highball of
So
glass.
basically, we
Okay.
invented a new
So
shot.
quite
It's
a pint.
called Bullets and Bombs.
Bullets and bombs. Wow.
It was pretty fucking
Wow.
ridiculous.
And all night I was calling it Bullets and Trains because I had too many of them. And everyone was like, "No, you idiot! That's the name of the beer. It's Bullet Train. We're calling it Bullets and
Bullets and
Bombs
Trains,
because it's
man.
a Irish car bomb with Bullet Train."
Where's Paul? Bullets and trains.
One of our people actually said, and I quote, "No, you fucking idiot! It's Bullets and Bombs."
Give me that more. Bulls and bongs.
Train.
But it was fun, anyways. You know?
Good.
It was fun.
What do you guys think?
It's
Very
great.
good.
I like this beer a lot. It's got the vanilla characters there. You get the heat from the bourbon barrel that you would probably expect out of it, and it's got like a smokiness with it also.
Yeah. The wood, it brought out a lot of complex flavors, and this is this is what's in those 12 or so casks back there, and we're really proud of this beer. This is what was in our first bottle release, and
It blew up all over.
And blew up all over
it
everybody.
blew up every
BMWs.
all
It'll
over.
blow up on you.
All right,
So
bring it.
It's the perfect way to end.
It
tonight.
is.
Yeah.
It's a good dessert beer.
This is a good way to round everything and put it all
let's
together.
bring it back. Let's bring it back.
Let's bring it back.
So,
back,
what
circle
events
back.
do you guys have coming up?
Excluding tomorrow, because people
Excluding
listening
tomorrow.
can't come tomorrow.
No.
Oktoberfest.
So September 24th, we're going to do an Oktoberfest.
It's going to be crazy.
And then we'll do another Kegs and Eggs in the late fall. You know, something where there's like a chill in the air, but it's kind of chill.
Don't you just love it?
Come in here, do Kegs and Eggs. We'll get a couple food trucks, just bang out all kinds of breakfast treats and start drinking at 10 o'clock in the morning. The last one we did was huge, but we fucked up and only had one food truck. And so this time we'll do better.
You'll have two.
Yeah, we'll probably have like 5
least.
plus Waffletopia because they were.
So many food.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll have them too.
And of course, if anybody wants to stay in the know, they can visit you guys online. It's just LevanteBrewing.com, right?
That is correct.
Yes.
Twitter, Facebook.
Levante Brewing.
At
Instagram,
Levante
all
Brewing.
the above.
All of the
all
If you want
above.
to see
the
sexy,
socials.
sexy pictures of me, tell Jim to give me the password to Instagram again.
No, you shall not post.
Well played.
Just create your own Snapchat and make
Very
your
good.
own password.
At
Very good.
Levante.
It's called at
Two
Naked
E's.
Tim.
At Naked.
Yeah.
Tim. Give him some
I'm sure,
tequila.
I'm sure our friends at Naked Brewing would love that.
If you guys would like to enjoy some sexy, sexy pictures of me, it will be at levantetim.com.
But for anyone who doesn't want to see naked pictures of you, levantebrewing.com and at Levante
Which is everyone.
Which, no offense, is probably everyone.
Thank you for that.
But any links that you need will be, of course, linked from BeerBusters.podcast.
No, they fucking won't.
Except for...
What? That's it.
At
We're done.
levantetim.com. That will not be... No. But we do have to thank Audible for sponsoring this. audibletrial.com/beerbusters. 30-day trial. You know it by now. audibletrial.com/beerbusters.
Patreon.com/beerbusters.
Was I supposed to say something there?
Pottstown Brewfest, October 22nd.
There you go.
Yes, there's that. And, of course, don't forget
there.
the 100th episode, September 23rd, Canal Street. That is September 23rd, 2016. So if you listen to this after that, I'm sorry you have missed it.
Fucking suck.
But there will be recaps, I'm sure, online. But for anybody in the know, September 23rd, 2016, 100th episode at Canal Street. Lots of good stuff. Live music, entertainment.
Francisco will be there.
Francisco's going to be there. Some Pantalonians, of course.
No, Francisco the Pinata. I'm not sure if that Francisco will be
Not
there.
Man Chef Francisco. We don't know yet.
Francisco the Pinata, whose distant cousin T-Rexa Pinata guy was
He
here
might
tonight.
be there.
He
That
might
would
be
be
there,
awesome.
too. All right.
Two pinatas? Oh, my God.
Pinatas.
Oh, my
How
God.
can a party get any
We
better?
could have pinata mud wrestling.
As the paper mache dissolves in the mud.
Even better.
Nothing that's going to harm them.
Of course.
They're made of paper
No
mache.
pinatas will be harmed in the making of our 100th
They're
episode.
made of magic and love.
Somehow, after we started at 7, it's 11:06 right now. 4 hours.
Wow. Yo, I have a
Marathon.
fucking kid at home, guys. I got to get out of here.
It's cool. We have a long drive, and Wayne and I have to be up early tomorrow, but it's quite all right because it was a lot of fun.
Yes,
And that's
we
what
love
matters.
you guys.
It was
We
worth
love
it.
you guys.
And you're welcome back if you can recover from this within a year. You're welcome back next year.
I can
or whatever
tolerate
want.
you people.
Yeah, I just want to say it's been.
Please do.
This is important. It's been real. It's been fun. It hasn't been real fun.
So aloha, monkeys.
Oh,
Kidding. I'm playing.
It's been
I'm
real
playing.
Clever. I don't know. I never heard that before.
I'm playing.
It's been real fun, and you guys are amazing, and thank you so much
You
for
guys are
visiting
great.
us.
Aw.
Thank you, Tim.
Thank
Awesome.
you guys. We
And
really
I can
appreciate
say that
it.
after 14 beers.
And unfortunately, this brings us to the end of another episode of Beer Busters. And let's hope this is coherent next week, because God only knows. If it's not, I really apologize to the four of you guys at the end of the table if I can't get this out in time or coherent.
Don't worry about it.
But at least we know we had fun.
Can we hear some more sexy Steph like sound bites on the way out?
In 30 seconds, yes.
great.
Okay.
Thank you, Beer Busters.
Closing time.
We
Thank
love
you, guys.
you.
Thank you
Guys,
for
thank you so
visiting
much.
Levante.
Cannot wait.
And anybody listening, seriously, come out to Westchester, come out to Levante. It's a hell of a time.
For sure.
Lots of good beer, lots of cool stuff on tap, food trucks every time, and it's going to be great. Well, I'm Dan Baker, joined as always by my co-host and brewerologist,
Steph Hefner.
and our demented and fermented
Wayne Baker.
Squids. See you next time.
Peace.
Later.
Lemon meringue pies.
What?